For mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
BoxingVoice.com.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
I must be the greatest.
Let's get that done.
I've been here before, and I know what it takes. It's hard work, dedication. BoxingVoice.com. Mayweather is he's the best.
Win, lose, or draw, we coming to fight. Can't nobody take that away from us. We're coming to fight.
They do what they can, I do what I want. When you look at how he throws that left hook, it starts out really low. We're going to see what kind of character he has.
And the lefts and rights by Maidana. And it's all Marcos Maidana hearing a lot of those punches off his shoulder. I think anybody out there listening, or key, anybody, you think that that's a dangerous deal to make. I think it's a perfect deal to make.
BoxingVoice.com.
15 minutes. Can you be strong for 15 minutes? Can you? Listen, the concentration's weaving a little bit. Pick it up. Pick it up!
Some things about we got to deal with his body shots. I don't think you want to be that close to us. He's talking about letting the left hook go, then you don't take the left hook. Let's get that done.
BoxingVoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe is right. I want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold a record for pay-per-view. Me.
My job. I know my job. I know my situation. I want to fight.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Fight is gonna be very difficult for both of us.
BoxingVoice.com.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Friday night, late night edition. A little spontaneous. We weren't planning this, but Brian Custer, man, he out there killing it on the Last Stand podcast with Brian Custer, and he got a phenomenal Keith one-time Thurman quote. And I will just open quote the entire synopsis and get into it. Who does Keith Thurman want more? Errol Spence Jr. or Terence Bud Crawford? Keith one-time Thurman answered this question on an episode of the Last Stand podcast with Brian Custer, and he had this to say. Right now, I want Crawford more. He's gotten under my skin. Earl, that's a timeline issue. This Crawford dude, send me the contract. Bro, don't act like I'm going to run from you. You never weighed 147. You never got respect in the game. Well, at 147 anyway. I'm loving the energy. You know, this is not the first time that he's asked to send a contract. He's keeping the pressure on Terence Bud Crawford in Top Rank. We already heard from their matchmakers. And we know that that's not what they want. They want Keith to get some sort of win before they can match him up with Crawford, unlike Kelbrook. But we are going to be having Brian Custer on the show for a few minutes just to let us know a little bit more context, because he just put out this snippet, but believe you me, this was enough for me. Speaking of me, let me talk about my co-host, Mario Monguilla, Corpus Christi, Texas, joining me late night. What it do, champ? Straight out the gym, huh?
Straight out the gym, brother. Straight out the gym. It was, listen, it was one of the easiest cardio sessions I ever had. Yo, I'm going to start trying to watch live boxing while I'm there because, I mean, I know that's hard because at night, you know, I don't really go to the gym at night, but, yo, it was so easy to watch the fight camp while you're doing it. Like, oh, man, it was nothing like watching like an older fight. Like an older fight I could watch and it's cool, but, you know, I get a little antsy, but, yo, it made the time go by like that. It was crazy. It was crazy. But, yeah, man, great card. Looking forward to tonight's card. But right now, looking forward to chopping this up because this is very interesting. And I think that depending on how that interview goes, and we will definitely check it out when it comes out next week, depending on what Brian says to us, Mr. Custer, while he comes on, I think that somebody needs to pull somebody's card here. I think somebody needs to call the bluff. This is the part when you go all in with the chips. And is that man going to pull your card? Is that man going to call? Or you going to keep all them chips to yourself? We're going to find out. We're going to find out for sure.
I agree, man. I've been saying that about fighters. Let's call these bluffs. These guys saying they want to fight. Well, let's find out how true. Let's allow themselves to be priced out, or for them to price themselves out. Let's not assume. Let's not take sides. Let's let it unfold. And honestly, it's time they send Thurman some sort of offer. Some sort of offer, because he is talking. This is the second time now he says send the contract. This is the second time or more that he's been a little bit disrespectful. It's part of the build-up, but it could be taken as disrespect. And, I think it's that. When you say, and I quote here, right? What do we got here? He says, you never got respect in the game. So it's like he doesn't respect what Crawford did at 140. Slightly, I believe he does, because he says, well, at 147, right? So he slightly gives him credit for 40, but not really. And then totally saying you ain't done nothing at 47. Ain't nobody running from you. Send that offer. You ain't got no respect in this division. And, call this man's bluff. You can't have him talking about you like this. It don't make sense. Not when you the champ, not when you a perceived tough guy, and not when you don't have an opponent. Not when right now the options are Kell Brook, who's a 154-pounder. Send this welterweight an offer. Send this dude that ain't got to struggle an offer. Send this dude who's already saying he's ready to get back an offer. Send this dude an offer. Not the guy that, is obviously hasn't fought at welterweight in 3 years, is all I'm saying. This is a good alternative that the boxing gods have thrown us, and I would love to see, them pick up the ball and run with it.
Yo, I wouldn't even you can't even call this its alternative. This should be like the goalpost right here. This is a major fight. I mean, for everything that we thought we weren't going to get in 2020 because of, pandemic season and stuff, this would be a huge shocker. This is like the same vibes I got from Charlo Rosario. Like, wait, they're going to do what? They're going to do what right now? What? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm talking about. And it would be a huge shock. It would be a huge surprise if we were able to accomplish that. We were able to pull it off, right? And that's what needs to happen. Crawford needs to pull this card. Oh, you want to fight? Well, let's fight. And Thurman did it first. You got to give him the credit for him saying, yo, you ain't got to fight yet. We hearing you want Pacquiao. Keep dreaming. We hearing you want Kell Brook. No one else does. So take me. I got it. Send me that offer. Now it's up to Crawford, and obviously by Crawford, I mean Bob, but it's up to Crawford to tell Bob, yo, I can't have this man out here, calling bluffs. I gotta try to gain that respect back. And it's a situation that might not be handled in the ring. They might not fight. Likelihood they won't. But this is interesting. This is like moving. This is a chess game, and Thurman just made a really big move right now, and it's up to Crawford to either play defense, which would be the safe move, or to get it and really hold his feet to the fire, reverse the situation, have people say, whoa, Keith, you said to send the offer. Like, you got an offer. Like, what's the deal now? But until we get that, the ball remains in Crawford's court.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't want this to fall by the wayside. Like, oh, he's a PBC fighter. Oh, you heard what his matchmaker said. They want Keith to get a win. Oh, he's across the street. Oh, let him get a win. I mean, bro, is he better than the option that is Kell Brook? Yes or no? If he is,
Absolutely.
let's all have the same energy. If he's not, cool. Let's shoot it down.
Exactly.
Let's shoot it down.
Exactly.
But if you think it's a better option than Kell Brook coming off 3 years fighting in the 154 division to fight for a 147-pound title, then you campaign for that. But we got a super chat from Louisville Slugger.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He says Thurman does not need a good win before he fights Crawford. If Bud fights Thurman now and beats him, people will downplay the win. Crawford TKO's Thurman. Okay. Oh, he said Thurman does need a good win. And that's what the matchmaker is saying. Do you believe that narrative that if Crawford beats Thurman, the win will be downplayed? Because I don't see no one downplaying Pacquiao's win over Thurman, and he was out for a long time. He didn't look great in that 7th round versus Ositito Lopez, and he got dropped versus Pacquiao. No one's saying, oh, Pacquiao got hurt Thurman or Thurman wasn't the same. They're saying, damn, Pacquiao turned the hands back. Pacquiao's back. Pacquiao did this at 40. That's what the narrative, not that Thurman is done.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. And look, let's make that case for a second, right? While we wait for Brian, before all this, let's make that case for a Kell Brook. Like, where is it? Even if the fight were to happen at 154, there is no case. It does nothing. And here's the thing. It's not that it does nothing. It just, by comparison to Keith, it does nothing. Being a pandemic season, right, you get something out of it. But in this situation versus Keith, it's really not there. I think we got the champ on.
Oh, we have Brian.
What's going on, Brian?
Mr. Custer,
Hey,
how are
what's
you,
up,
man?
fellas? How we doing?
Oh, we're good. We're
We
good.
good,
Happy to
man.
have you. Just want to say, first and foremost, thank you for coming on, obviously. And,
Especially
just
short notice.
Congratulations on the podcast and all the success of the Last Stand podcast with Brian Custer, man. You are getting some very significant and relevant interviews on the podcast. Obviously, one of those being the Keith one-time Thurman, and everything that he had to say, which was more than enough to get us out of our comfort zone and come out here and talk some boxing. And basically, he said that Crawford has gotten under his skin on your show. So we don't want you to give us more. We still want you to continue to tease the fans and make sure that they tune in when you do drop it. But can we get some context as to what you think he meant by you never weighed 147, you never got respect in the game? Well, at 147, because we don't know if that was all one sentence that you just put out, or were it bits and pieces of different quotes. And we would love some context just to know, because I would love them to send a contract to Keith Thurman.
Well, let me just say this: when you hear the full interview, and that was half of his statement, because he went on to say that he wanted to fight Bud Crawford next, and the stuff that he went on. I tell you, it was vintage one-time Keith Thurman. And the question I asked was, listen, Keith, you've called out a number of people lately. You've called out Kell Brook. You've called out Bud Crawford. You've talked about Errol Spence. And I said, you and Bud basically have had a back and forth a little bit over social media. And I read the quote that Bud had said. And it basically said that Keith Thurman's the type of guy that even if you would send him a contract, he cries wolf. He wouldn't sign it. And he just went ballistic. And so he was like, this guy. And I said, so basically, do you want Errol Spence or do you want Bud Crawford more? Which one? And he said, I want Bud Crawford because this guy's gotten under my skin. He talked about how he's not a true 147-pounder, that he's a small guy, that no one really respects him because he in Keith's opinion, hasn't fought anyone at 147, the real fighters, as Keith talks about. And he said, so if this guy basically wants to fight, then send him the contract. Send him the contract. We can do it. We can do it. I think Keith says something to the effect of his birthday's at the end of the year, and if we can do it in Christmas and Merry Christmas, send me a contract. I'll beat your ass. And I mean, the whole soundbite is unbelievable. It is. I mean, he talked, Ness and guys, he talked not only about Bud, which he did talk a lot about, because he said how he just, for some reason, he and Bud have gotten under each other's skin. He talked about Errol, and I pressed him on, have you been avoiding Errol? But a lot of people wanted you to fight Errol when you were the unified champ. And then all of a sudden, now you're not the unified champ, and Errol is, you want to fight him. Why didn't you fight him then? And, so he answers that. And he gave a really good answer about his injuries. He said he never talks about his injuries, but he talks a lot. And he's very honest. He said, I'm going to open up here. And he talks a lot about his injuries. He talks about how he fought with stitches in his hand. He's going to tell you the fighter that he fought with stitches in his hand. And he's going to talk about how why he didn't throw any left hooks against Manny Pacquiao, and that the left hook and even his left hand is a lot more mental than it is physical. Now it's gotten to that point because he still has to believe that the hand is totally healed.
Man, and that's huge. That's huge.
I'm telling you, when you hear it, you hear that, because he told me after we did the interview, he said, I'm going underground. I'm not even going to speak anymore after this. But I think you'll be really, really interested to hear what he has to say on Tuesday.
Listen, you've done a really good job of getting these guys to open up, and from the sound of it, you held his feet to the fire. That's all we can ask from journalists. So we appreciate that. I think, though, regardless of context or whatever, what was the vibe as far as the interview? I mean, we talk about classic Thurman, but was this classic boxing talk, the guy who's, capping for himself, or was this, did you feel genuineness inside of this man's voice?
No, I think it's a little bit of both. I think there was a part of it that, and this is my opinion, I think there was a part of it of frustration, because I think he looks over the landscape and he sees Errol and Danny fighting, and he's like, man, okay, that's a good fight, but I've fought Danny before. I've already fought Danny. And then he sees, hey, Sean's getting ready to fight. Where's my guy? How come I'm not fighting? Where's my opponent? I am still Keith one-time Thurman. I did fight Manny Pacquiao, very well. And he comes to grips and tells you the truth on why he believes he lost that fight to Manny Pacquiao. And when you hear him talk about not being as hungry or as tenacious as the one-time Keith Thurman was, he thinks that played into the Manny Pacquiao, because he thought he had done enough at one point to basically win it. And he thought, okay, maybe in these last couple of rounds, I can kind of coast and win this fight. But he talks about, maybe I should have been back, because I asked him, I said, is one time a thing of the past? Because we haven't seen you knock guys out in a long time.
I think that's what everyone is asking. Is it a thing of the past?
Is that stuff a thing in the past? And he just talks about how he just had a more aggressive type of mentality. And he said, quite honestly, he changed his fighting style a lot. And he talks about this. I'll let you know this. He said he changed his fighting style for Floyd Mayweather. He really thought by being more of a boxer that would lure Floyd Mayweather to fight him.
Whoa.
And obviously it just hasn't, because then you add the injuries. We talked about the injuries. He's honest about that. I even asked him about his marriage. I said, listen, Keith, a number of people think that the marriage has been your downfall. That you haven't been the same guy after the marriage.
You're not lying.
I can't wait. Yo, I got to hear this now. Like,
it's really good. I walked away with it afterwards, because we went about an hour. That was one of the. It's kind of like when we did with Errol. We went about a good hour talking, because I wanted to get everything out. I was like, hey, look, I got to ask you something. I told him, I said at the beginning, I said, listen, I'm going to ask you some tough questions, man, but we just at least got to get it out. And I was happy that at least he was honest with me.
Now, obviously, you've been in the boxing game for some time now. Do you think this is even realistic? Like, do you think if an offer was to be sent, Keith, a guy that's been kind of that go-to fighter for Al, he's been the inaugural on Fox, on ESPN, on CBS. He was given the pay-per-view before any of the other welterweights. Does Al Heyman really let him go across the street to fight a guy that he could possibly lose to versus losing to a guy that already is with Al Heyman on the PBC side?
Well, listen, that's a great question. And, according to Keith, he wants big fights. And he said all he wants. Because I even asked him about how much longer would he fight at 147? Would he go up? Things of that nature. He said, all I want is big fights. And I think if it was up to Keith, absolutely, he would want that fight from a PBC standpoint. I don't know if that would be something they would want to do, especially during a pandemic like right now, and yet not having people in an arena and have that thing packed out.
So that kind of gives some credence to what Crawford says. Like, if I send you a contract, you ain't gonna do nothing with it.
Yeah. So it would be a type of thing where, that they are going to have to come to some understanding. Obviously, money's going to play a part of it because, even Bud, when we had Bud on, you heard Bud say, I ain't taking no COVID cuts.
Yeah.
If I'm fighting you, paying me full dollar. So,
we had a Phil Day on the show unpacking that one.
Yeah. So
your interview with him was, we were, yeah.
He's I got a little blip today too from his people. So they saw the quote. So I'm sure their ears kind of perked up. Like, what else is this guy going to say? So it'll be interesting to see what happens on social media once it gets released.
So Brian, let's try to read the room, and obviously you have the insight here. Do you think that there's any chance, because the way that I interpret it without, hearing the interview and getting the snippet, is Thurman's kind of like playing chess, right? He made his move. Do you think that there's any way Crawford calls his bluff on this? Like, even thinking this is a bluff, let me call his bluff so I can get so that I can change the optics.
Yeah, I think, and here's the thing, and you guys know this, fighters want to fight.
Absolutely.
I think it's more of, what is Top Rank going to do? What is more of, what's the PBC going to do? We can sit here and debate, hey, and sure, Bud would be like, yo, send him a contract. And I'm sure, but then you have to talk with Bob Arum. Is Bob Arum really going to send a contract to Keith Thurman and want to kind of split this money? And that's really where the whole issue comes into play. I truly believe Thurman, Crawford, Errol, all those guys want to fight, but they also believe, they know, hey, look, man, this is money, man. This is money. And ESPN, hey, listen, this, Ness, ESPN has already told those guys over at Top Rank, hey, look, we need good fights. Look, we can't just put on these bottom feeder fights and think people are going to tune in and watch. We got to have Tiafomo, we got to have him and Loma fighting and start bringing back the audience to our network. So it's really what the promoter is going to do.
So, I mean, because obviously we're not privy to that, and I'm not indicating or suggesting that you are, but do you think that Keith Crawford doesn't do business? I mean, isn't that a pandemic pay-per-view, so to speak?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But, then again, you got to get ESPN, you got to get Fox, you got to get ESPN or Showtime. So you got to get those two together, and then they got to that's where the real fight comes. You know what I mean? Well, it's easy.
I believe, I don't know if Crawford said it on your interview on one of the many ones that he's done, but he likes to believe that the PBC guys are not with a promoter because Al isn't a promoter, so they're not allegedly with a Fox or with a Showtime, but you're kind of insinuating that Keith is with a Fox.
But you have to understand that PBC has deals though with Showtime and has deals with Fox. So, they that's why you're only going to really see their fighters on those two outlets, and why you're only going to see Bud on ESPN.
Definitely.
So
well,
you still got to work through that.
I know I said I'll make it short, so I will. I'll just ask you this one last question. You just interviewed David Benavidez, and obviously the world is hysterical right now. The young champion, who a lot of people had a lot invested in, just lost his belt on the scales. And I believe this is the second time he loses his belt. First time was for positive cocaine tests, and now for, lack of discipline is what Keller Plant is already saying. Keller Plant, being the true entertainer, took to his social media and just let out one tear, Brian. Did you see that? These guys are too much. He let out one tear with a caption talking about Benavidez. I can't. It was too much. But, you spoke to Benavidez before this all happened. I don't know if you guys spoke after, but just your thoughts, your immediate reaction, obviously, to him losing that belt.
I think, listen, I will say that Caleb makes a great point. A lot of times it's really not the skill set that separates the fighters. It's the discipline that separates a great fighter and a champion. And I think if you look at it, that's discipline with David. He is a tremendous fighter. And I understand he's just 23 years old. But when you fail a drug test, and then you lose your title on the scale, that's discipline. Those are two major examples of a lack of discipline there. Very disappointing, because one of the things we talked about was he wanted the Caleb Plant fight by December. His goal was to fight, he said, Angulo, get a victory to Saturday night, look spectacular, and then get the unification fight, he said, with Caleb Plant in December. Now, all of that changes. That's out the window now, because now he's got to, fight his way back to trying to get back the title.
Real quick, just a follow up here. I've been told and it's been reported that and I don't know if you can share any insight on this, that he was given 2 hours to try to lose the weight and he did not go through with it. What does that tell you? Does that tell you that he was that far off? He was already burnt out, or what do you get from that?
He said, and you're right, he was almost three pounds over. He said he was working most of the night, got up early this morning and tried to get in there. And he said he couldn't bust a sweat at all. His body was bone dry, and there was just no way he could have even tried to lose that weight. And that's why he said he didn't even attempt it at all. But he gave the excuse, there is no excuses, but then also said he didn't anticipate when he got here to Connecticut that you could only have access to the gym for 1 hour a day. And that he didn't realize that, when you get here, like most of us, we are confined to our room. When we get here, we do not leave. We get tested, we come back to our room, we're quarantined until the fight. So most of us are in this room for 2-3 days until the fight. And he said he didn't realize that was going to be the case, and that he wouldn't have access to the facilities or to, wanting to do things outside, that he would be confined to the room, and thus the reason why he's coming over. But listen, your opponent may wait, and your opponent doesn't own his own gym like David does out in the Seattle, Washington area.
Great point.
David used the excuse that he wasn't able to work out, and he has his own gym. I don't know, man. We had him and his father on. They said they were working in Seattle. They had a private facility. I really don't understand what the issue is. But Brian,
real quick, do you think though that there can be room? And he said no excuses, and I'm at least happy with that he's taking the responsibility. But during these times, do you feel like fighters deserve perhaps a little leeway, being that we're under, such, times are just so uncertain, and that nobody has a grip on, and nobody there's no experience for this. You know what I
No,
mean?
absolutely. Listen, we are definitely working under unusual circumstances, if you will.
Best way to put it.
And I get that, and I think there should be some sympathy for that. But then I think there are a number of people who look at that and say, but yet and still, this is your second time. It's your second time losing your title like that, and you own your own gym, and then your competitor, the opponent, who's from Colombia, comes in on weight underweight.
Guys.
So how does that happen? And you're the champion.
Yeah. Custer, you're not used to this, but we're used to spontaneity here. Looks like we got Brian McIntyre on, and this should be good. Brian, how are you?
I'm good.
Well, thank you first and foremost for coming on the program. We're live with Brian McIntyre as well as Brian Custer. Brian Custer had done an interview with Keith Thurman. It's going to drop in a few days, but he's already put out a snippet that has the world on fire. Keith essentially asking Crawford to send him that contract. Tell him that he's not running from Crawford. He's not scared, and he is willing to fight him this year. As Custer says, December 20th, kind of like a birthday celebration.
Yeah, birthday, Christmas, he said. He said, Merry Christmas, send me the contract, and let's get it on, is what Keith Thurman says.
That's all right. You want me to read the quote real quick, just for context? Okay, so here's the quote that's in question. Brian, he said, right now, I want Crawford more, man. He's gotten under my skin. Earl, that's a timeline issue. This Crawford dude, send me a contract, bro. Don't act like I'm going to run from you. You never weighed 147. You never got respect in the game anyway at 147. And that's just a little taste of what we're going to get in the next few days.
Brian, you still there?
I'm still here, man. All that shit, you know what? That shit don't mean nothing, man. It really don't mean anything. He just fishing for a fight. Crawford got something in front of him right now that he's trying to get worked out, and hopefully it get worked out. Keith, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. He already got a loss. He already got a fucking loss. He lost to an old man. The fuck? He couldn't even beat an old man. What make you think he's gonna beat somebody that's on the same level as him? He gonna get his ass whooped. Butter beat the shit out of it's simple as that, man. He's fishing for a fight. That's all he doing is fishing for a fight.
Is this not kind of the perfect timing, though? It seems like Manny Pacquiao and Bud haven't officially made anything solid, and the only other option is Kell Brook. Do you feel like Thurman is a good option when looking at those other two names that are on the table?
Yeah, he could be an option B. An option C. And Thurman is not even. Kell Brook is not even an option. That's a wounded duck. Yeah, wounded duck.
But Brian,
and Thurman just running his damn mouth.
You kind of been here before. Remember with Cav Velasquez, you had said, you guys didn't want Cav Velasquez. You felt Ray Robinson beat him, but Top Rank kind of still made you fight him. And even now, you're saying Thurman's Kell Brook's a wounded duck, but it seems like Top Rank is still putting him on the table for you guys.
Well, that's what the writers put out there. But what me and Bud told Bob Arum is totally different. Which way we want to go? It's totally different from trying to get fucking Kell Brook. The fuck. Like, I would rather fight Thurman if Pacquiao don't pan out, if they can't get this deal worked out the way we wanted to get it worked out, then I would rather fight. Thurman. But Kell Brook is, man, he had his face bashed in. What he gonna do? Short arm. He's gonna get the shit beat out of him. Kell Brook. Thurman to give Bud a better run than Kell Brook will.
I'm
yeah,
glad you
I
said
agree with that.
So-
But don't you think that there's an opportunity here with Thurman to try to, like, if Pacquiao's not going to give you the fight, this would be an opportunity to kind of close the window in. If Bud can go out there and outdo what Pacquiao did in the Thurman fight, then it's a way of kind of cornering him and saying, hey, look, I did it better than you did.
Well, I don't know. I missed the question, man. Missed the question.
Well, basically, like, wouldn't the Thurman option be good in the sense that it'll give you the opportunity to outdo what Pacquiao did against Keith?
Yeah, it'll be a good opportunity, but Thurman wasn't screaming Bud's name when he had his title, was he? No.
That's true.
Think about it. Was he screaming, I want to fight Terence Crawford? I want to fight when Terence Crawford decided to move up to 147. How many of those guys at 147 at PBC said, okay, I'll fight him? They made all kinds of different excuses about, okay, well, tell Terence to go get a belt or do this or do that. Come on, now he don't have a title. Now he over there down in wherever the fuck he at in Florida crying about a Buzz getting under his nerves and shit. If anybody should be getting under his nerves, it's Pacquiao, because that's the one to whoop your ass last. You know what I'm saying? But now he want to start screaming, "Oh, I want to fight Terence Crawford. I want to fight Terence Crawford." Yeah, it's easy to say that, and we all know that. But how would the fight get made if they can't make the fight with what's the boy name?
Earl.
The boy that got to the accident. Earl. If they can't make the fight with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, what makes you think they're gonna make the fight with Keith Thurman and fucking Terence Crawford?
Let me jump in.
Yeah, he can
Let me
cry
jump
and
in.
do all that. He can cry and go ahead.
But don't you think because things are more in your favor? And let's just be realistic. You guys are the A-side fighter. You're the house fighter. The fight would be on ESPN. So it's in your favor that Keith isn't necessarily perceived to be 100%. Like, we never truly get 50-50 fights. It's always someone slightly the favorite. And that's what this would be. You guys are the A-side.
Right. Of course we're going to be the A-side. Any fight we're going to, we're going to be the A-side and shit. And they're slightly favored. And you remember I said that when y'all start coughing off names and shit here in the next minute or two. You know what I'm saying? So it don't make us no different with the opportunity or anything like that, or when it presents itself or whatever the case got to be. Just think about it, y'all. Everybody up in the uproar because he's talking all that shit now. But is Bob gonna sit down with? What's his name? What the boy name is? Al Heyman and shit to try to get that. Yeah, is he gonna sit down with them to get that fight made? These fights, now Terence is fighting. It got to have meaning to these fights and shit. Keith Thurman don't got no damn belt. Do he? No, he ain't even ranked in the top 5 in the welterweight. Terence won't. He want to clear the division out. And who got the 2 belts left? Pacquiao and Errol Spence. And those are the 2 fights that Terence won. It's real simple. Why would I waste my time or even sit down and say, man, we should fight that motherfucker? Man, fuck all that shit. Look, going to camp for 2.5 months and shit, and then go all through all of that, all finding sparring partners. I'd rather waste my time. I'd rather waste my time. But be quiet. I'm on the phone. I'd rather waste my time doing that looking for some sparring for Pacquiao or Errol Spence than try to do it for Keith Thurman. It won't mean anything if Terence did beat that dude. What is it going to say? What is it going to say? Nothing. Oh, Terence beat Keith Thurman. He should have beat him anyway because, Keith's arm is hurting or his hands is always hurting. Come on, man.
But don't you think it adds to the story because it's a common opponent? It's like finally Crawford fought someone that can tell us where he's at with the other welterweights, and it's a common opponent with the guy who he's been trying to fight since you guys were on the same side of town. Like since Pacquiao was there, you guys wanted that fight, and now you get to beat a guy Pacquiao beat.
You got to think. Okay, you're asking these questions, but you got to think. When you ask these questions, you got to think. Okay, I'm asking Terence these questions. I'm gonna tell you what Terence gonna want, cause I'm with the man down there every day, and I see him in the gym every day, and we know what we talk about. We talk about this shit all the time, and I'm gonna tell you what Terence say. Why would I want to waste my time on that dude right there, when that dude wasn't trying to waste his time on me when he had a belt?
Yeah, but
it's simple.
But Brian,
it's real simple. Now tell him,
that's the same
tell him
thing
to go get a
Earl's
belt.
doing, though.
Go take the belt from.
Listen. Champ, let me just say this. Let me just say that's the same thing they tried to do to you and Terence when right before the horn fight. It's like, oh, let him get a belt, then we worry about it. Then when he got a belt, oh, let him do something. If now you take your opportunity to play tit for tat and say, oh, let him get a belt, we'll never get that fight. We'll never get none of those fights because every time the B side becomes the A side, they tell the B side, go do something. We keep extending it. Now Earl is in charge. He's telling Keith. He's telling Keith the same thing Keith told him. It's like a merry-go-round.
Look. He should have kept his belt then when he fucking fought. He should have kept it. But did he? No. So yeah.
Oh,
it ain't his fault. It ain't Errol Spence's fault. Whose fault is that he lost his belt? His own fucking fault. Now he on the outside looking in, trying to get back in. Go fight Errol Spence. You ain't crying out Errol Spence's name. You crying out a fight that damn near possibly can't get made.
So
think about it.
Let me ask
it's
you.
Real simple.
It's not though, Brian, because y'all fought Felix Diaz, who's with Al. Y'all fought John Molina, who's with Al. So now Keith is kind of on that playing with them. Like those were Al fighters that just wasn't champions no more. So Keith is one of those dudes. He ain't got no belt. He one of those Al fighters who just ain't a champion no more.
You gotta think about it though. You got to think about it. Okay, that was a couple years ago when he fought those Al Heyman fighters and shit, and he wasn't getting closer towards the end of the career. Now he's getting closer to the end of the career because he have nothing else really to accomplish but those last couple fights and shit that he won't. So, of course, he gonna throw those guys on the chopping block and shit. So now I'm 30, about to be 33 years old. And I'm fighting for my legacy. I want to be the undisputed 147-pound champion. So guess what? I want that one, and I want that one. And he done said it many times and shit. Now, Keith had the belt. If he had the belt, he gonna point at him too. How many times y'all heard when Keith had his belt? How many times you heard Bud say, "I want to fight him"? How many times you done heard that? Now he ain't got no belt, so he's irrelevant now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, a good big-ass 47-pounder. Okay, that's nice and fine and dandy. He did a little bit in the division and shit, but he got knocked off by the old man. And so old man took his spot, so what Terence say? Well, I want the old man now. And I still want that little young buck right there, too. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to knock all y'all off and shit. It's real simple. You keep asking the same old questions, I'm going to keep telling the same old answer. Girl, you see him on the phone. You know what I'm saying? All this going back
here's my question, B.
And it'd be great for the division.
Here's my question. Check it out. If you can't get the Manny Pacquiao deal done, what does Terence do? Because the last time I spoke with him, he told me, hey, if he doesn't fight this year, he doesn't fight this year. He's going to wait. So if you don't, and Manny chooses someone else, what does Terence do?
But, hey, listen, I'm going to tell you what Terence going to do. He's going to do the same thing he told you he was going to do. If he ain't going to fight, he ain't going to fight. Fuck it. That's it. It's just as simple as that. You know, but I will tell you this. The fight is trying to be made. Manny wants to fight Terence. Terence wants to fight Manny. Bob knows that. Bob is doing everything that he can to get this fight made with those guys over in Qatar. Now it's A little bit tug of war going on and shit. But let's keep our fingers crossed and shit. Let's just keep our fingers crossed that the fight get made. If it don't get made, Terence ain't gonna fight this year, and don't let us present itself that's gonna be meaningful for Terence and for his career. Then he just set out until something come up. It's real simple, y'all. If the man say he don't want to fight, he don't want to fight. I can't make you fight. He just got a mind of his own. He ain't 9 and 10 years old no more. While I tell him get your ass out there and run. No, he got his own mind now. It's real simple. Tell Keith this. Tell Keith this, and I'm sure he'll hear this interview. You should have kept your belt, boy. Now you ain't got no belt. Now you want to talk about Terence get underneath your skin.
Mac, the interview drops Tuesday, so make sure you look out for it on Tuesday, Mac.
Yeah, man.
You know what? I'm not going to waste my time to go look for something. He going to talk shit and do all this back and forth and shit, and it ain't going to go nowhere. What it's going to do, it's going to start an uproar. Terence needs to fight. Why got to fight him for? Because that's what the boxing fans want to do. But boxing fans ain't in there getting them not to fight their head or putting their life on the line like that. It's the fighters that's doing that. And so they want to pick what's best fights for them. And I'm not mad at Terence. And I'm not going to say, hey, man, we should fight. No, fuck him. Shit. He had his chance, and guess what? He lost his chance. Now get that to the back of the bus, boy. Or if one of these little young bucks come and whoop your ass in the next year or two. All right, man. Hey, listen. I was in the middle of cooking dinner. I got to go, y'all.
All right,
I love talking to y'all, man.
Thank you, Bo,
man. Hey, you my boy, man. Call me anytime. Text me anytime, y'all.
All right. Thank you, brother. Take
All right.
it easy.
Ness, I love that.
Oh, me too.
I love that.
Me too. I would have wanted some other answers, though, man. I really want to get these fights done, and I get them. You know, they feel like Keith does nothing for the legacy, but I strongly disagree. Keith is the only guy outside of Errol Spence to unify amongst the young welterweights. Like, he's a name. He fought Pacquiao. He did 600,000 pay-per-views with Pacquiao. They could do a pay-per-view with Keith. It is worth a conversation. But Brian, man, I want to thank you. Obviously, we got some questions from the people. If you got some time, I did put some out there so they can ask you some stuff. Looks like Brandon in Cincinnati says,
"Hey Ness,
yes.
Hey Ness." And one thing you'll see in the interview too, because I asked Keith, I said, give me the top 5 welterweights right now, in your opinion. And he said, in his opinion, it was Errol. He talked about himself. He said Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Bud Crawford. And as he talked about on his resume, he said, if you look at it, I've fought just about all of those guys. The only ones I haven't touched is Errol and Bud Crawford yet. So, he was like, look, my resume speaks for itself. And that's when he started throwing about everyone else's resume.
And obviously that's my argument. It's like Keith he's like the scapegoat of the division. Everyone is like, Keith, he lost his belts, he's injured, he's done. And it's like, wait, he was the first unified. He beat Danny, he beat Sean. Like, he did what Earl did years ago. And now he failed at fighting a legend, beating a legend rather. There's nothing wrong with that. I get Brian Bomac McIntyre saying, he's an old guy because I picked Keith. I thought Keith would get rid of the old guy.
But let's be honest. Like, this is boxing, and the optics of boxing. As much as we shouldn't do this, it always comes with, well, that guy beat that guy, so that means he can beat that guy. So when you beat Thurman, regardless of a title, that puts you over a guy that beat Garcia. Yep. That puts you over a guy that beat Sean Porter. Yep. That puts you in a guy that was in a very tough split decision loss to Manny Pacquiao. Yes. Like, that's what it comes with. That is where the legacy goes. And you were able to knock all those birds off, with one stone, so to speak.
The fact that he doesn't see that, or that they don't see it that way, that's what's crazy to me. But anyway, we got Brian.
Listen, he's going to see it on Tuesday. I promise you. Yeah. The uproar that's going to be caught. Listen, this is one quote.
Yeah, you don't gotta go looking for it. They're gonna tag him 100 times over.
It's going to be on his timeline.
And that's what did you think about the Charlos?
I actually didn't hear that one.
Oh,
I could have lied. I could have lied, but I haven't heard that one yet, man. I have not.
Well, I've gotten a lot of feedback on this one just because of the dynamic between those guys, and you will see that the Ronnie Shields split with Jermel is a very touchy subject with them.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because we did have Ronnie on not too long ago, and he brought up the split again because it was in context because of Jagba and him split.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll definitely check it out. I mean, look, all your interviews are news for us to discuss here. So we got Brandon in Cincinnati says, why is that now Keith has a loss his belt? Brandon, next time read what you write. Why is it that now that Keith has a loss his belt, he's also allowed to cross the street? What happened to call out? I don't know how Brian has the answer for that, but okay, he's basically saying, now that Keith has lost his belt, why is he allowed to cross the street? Whatever happened to call Al?
Yeah, I think, and again, I'll go back to what I said before. Fighters want to fight each other. The real fight becomes when, let's say, Al Heyman, who's still their manager, has to negotiate with Bob Arum. And trust me, I know that people can say, well, Al Heyman's not a promoter, but he's still their manager, and he advises them. And so he has deals with Fox. He has deals with Showtime. He wants those fighters fighting on those platforms, not on ESPN. That's where the real fight comes. And you heard Brian Mack say the same thing. You know, where are they going to fight? Because that's where the real fight will take place.
Mm-hmm. Matt Garcia, Machine Gun in Plainview, Texas says, do you think Crawford gets as much credit for beating Thurman as Pacquiao did?
Would he get as much credit? Absolutely, but then again, you have to see how the fight. We don't know how that fight would. I mean, if he stops him, if he was just dominating. I mean, a lot of it depends on the fight. We'd have to see how that fight played out. But obviously, I think if Crawford got a victory, I mean, his stock in the welterweight division goes right there at the top.
We got Lewis who says, do you ever box and do you spar?
I do. Showtime asked me not to do it. I don't do it during fight week, but that's what I do to stay in shape. And I just promised the network that I wouldn't do it during fight week, so I don't come in here, because I did come one time with a black eye and they didn't like that too much. So.
Oh, wow. Really? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
And you think that they wouldn't mind it because it's like, oh, our commentator was actually in the ring, and that's why he's got the black eye. They could have highlighted it.
Well, yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they took the opposite approach. It was like, yo, we put a lot of makeup on. They had the makeup artist put a lot of makeup on. It was like, let's not do that again. So yeah, that's part of. As a matter of fact, it is part of my deal. I agreed not to spar during fight week.
Wow, that's pretty good. What weight class?
Usually when I'm fighting with guys, I fight with guys that are usually 175. Sometimes I'll fight with guys that are 200.
Wow.
Because that's right. I mean, because believe it or not, I'm 190. So, I like to fight with both of them.
You're all tall. You are tall, so you would be a little bit on the heavier side than most. But we got Victor Banuelos who says, in your opinion, do you believe Spence will be able to eat Danny's left hook with no problem?
Listen, Errol Spence has always said and done what he said he was going to do. He says he is 100% healthy. I think it's going to be one heck of a fight. Matt, I don't know if I told you, I got Danny Garcia coming after Keith Thurman.
Wow.
And Danny Garcia talks about how after he watched, he said, the Mikey Garcia fight, he was fiending to fight Errol Spence because he said
he saw something.
He saw in that Mikey Garcia fight that Mikey just didn't do what he was supposed to do. He said, but it reinforced it once he saw the Porter fight because he felt like Errol got touched too much in that Errol fight. And Danny believes, and he talks about this, that he hasn't faced anyone's power like his. And once he faces his power, he says, trust me, he believes he will be victorious. So Danny's in another good episode too.
Yeah.
The issue for me with that whole Danny thing is, yeah, he's got power. All his opponents have mentioned that, but he's not knocking guys out. Like not the welterweights. The guys moving up, his in between fights. Yeah, he's knocking those guys out, or at least putting real good hands on them. But he's not getting them out of there. I mean, Earl can take some shots. He's a pretty big guy.
Absolutely, he's a dog, man, and that's why I think it is going to be a really, really good fight. The one thing I will say this about Errol Spence, it's almost the reason why I think so many people like him as a fighter is because he listens to what people are saying about him.
Yes.
And it actually plays out in the ring.
It motivates him.
Yes. If you watch Mikey Garcia, people are like, oh, my God, he's so big for Mikey Garcia. But Mikey Garcia is such a great boxer. He's going to box Errol. And Errol did to him what Mikey was supposed to do to him. And he went, he went to go prove that. And then when he heard Sean Porter, everyone kept saying, Sean's an animal. He's going to brush him. And Errol said, okay, well, let's go. And that's why he wanted to fight like that. And Errol told me, he said he heard everyone saying that Sean was going to be a bully. He wanted to be the bully. And so it's going to be interesting now to see how this one plays out with Danny Garcia, because once Errol starts hearing what people are saying about Danny Garcia, watch, that's how he will probably fight him in this fight.
Now, don't you think that could be dangerous?
It can. That's why I said that's why you gotta love Errol Spence, because he does listen, and for some reason he's always out to prove people wrong. Like, you don't think I can bang? You think Sean Porter is a bully? Watch me go in there and bang with this guy and show him when he should have boxed. He should have used his length and his range. And you would think, well, shouldn't he just go in there and bully Mikey Garcia? Well, he goes in there and box. Now, it certainly didn't help Ness that the man was like 4 pounds almost overweight on weigh-in day and had to go into a sauna in a full sauna suit and stay in there for an hour and then get in the jacuzzi just to sweat and make weight. So that part didn't help. But, he hears that stuff. And when he hears it, he goes in there to try to prove people wrong. Is it the right thing to do? No, but that's why, I guess, why you got to love Errol Spence, because he likes the challenge.
Yeah, it could be dangerous playing up for what the people are telling you to do. You get lost in your own game plan. But we got Greatness in Harlem says, peace. I'm only showing love. Appreciate your time. Salute. Keep delivering good content. I can appreciate your integrity towards the sport. So,
Love that, man. Thank you very much, man. I hope everybody subscribes to the Last Stand podcast. We try. That's what we do every day. I say, I hope that we can deliver great content and that people can get something from it. If not get a better understanding from the person who we talk to, or at least learn something on how this person overcame obstacles to become a champion. Those are always I'm always thinking that when I'm sitting down interviewing somebody.
Well, my favorite interviews are the ones where the journalist, he asked the questions that a fan would ask, but in a manner in which like a journalist can get it out of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we could have somebody on the line right now and they can ask Thurman all the questions they want. If they're not going to ask it the way or hold the feet to the fire, it's just not going to happen. But when you're asking those questions and you know how to not manipulate, that's a bad word, but coerce, that's probably a bad word too, but you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
No, you know, and Ness knows this. Rio, you know this too. A lot of it has to do with relationships. You cultivate that by relationships, and if I have you, Rio, if I have Ness on the show, we're going to talk a little bit, and you and I feel comfortable with one another. That I can look at you, Ness, and say, hey, Ness, I got to ask you some uncomfortable questions, but at least you're comfortable. You and I have a comfortable relationship that you're like, okay, I guess I'll tell this dude the truth. I won't be guarded. I won't try to give them the politically correct answer. He and I have a great relationship. All right. I guess I'll speak freely. And that's kind of like what I do with a lot of these guys, and probably the reason why they feel like, okay, I can open up and tell the real truth, the unfiltered straight talk, as we like to say.
That's a good tip. I think I'm going to use that.
That's it.
George in Dallas, Fort Worth. Is Andy Ruiz overrated or underrated?
I think Andy Ruiz is a guy who is learning. Like, hey, look, I had a great opportunity. I struck gold, and all of a sudden, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that. You know what? I slipped up. I let it get away. Now I want it back. and I'm sure he's probably working hard to do that. But like in life, it's a life lesson. I think he is who we thought he is, and now he's on that journey back to claim that glory. It doesn't happen. Sometimes it only happens once, but for others, it may happen a second time. And I think he's on that journey to try to get it twice.
We got Iron Sal in California says, smoothest voice in the game.
Nice.
I agree.
He likes you, Ness, huh?
He talking about you. We got Big Casual says, if Wilder were to win the third fight, do you think that the fourth can be the biggest fight in heavyweight history? Can't remember heavyweights of this caliber fighting 4 times. Hashtag 2-time.
I think if Wilder wins the next fight, I think we all want to see Wilder, Joshua. We want to see the next one. I mean, I don't know if I want to see that 4 times. I want to see Wilder, Joshua.
You're right, but in theory, you don't think that people, or at least the Fury fans, would be like, well, we really beat you twice. We got robbed in the draw. We beat you. It's 2-1. It's 2-1. Like, I could see that.
Yeah. Well, listen, we all gonna have our own opinions. After this third one, I've seen enough of Wilder Fury. I want to see Wilder and somebody else, and Fury and somebody else.
Brian, I got asked, do you think it happens this year? You got guys like Frank Warren saying, oh, we're going to fight with or without Wilder. Bob is saying, no, let's wait till 2021. Maybe we could get some crowds. But Wilder's saying nothing. When you getting him on? I can't even get him on. When you getting him on?
Bro, see, you stole my third. I'm working, brother. Trust me. I'm working on that one. I am working on that one. Let's trust me. I'm working on that one. That one, and I've been worried. That's why I haven't said anything. But I'm standing like, hey, I'm ready. I'm ready.
I hear you,
I'm
man.
ready.
That's what matters. Listen, Brian, those are all our questions. We want to thank you, obviously, for always being available to the Boxing Voice and for continuing to put out great content that we ourselves could use and talk with our community. We appreciate what it is that you're doing. You could have chose to talk about other sports on your podcast, and instead you're at least bringing us news that we can bring to our community, like I said. So thank you once again. Let them know where they can subscribe to the podcast and where they can follow you on all forms of social media.
Absolutely. Make sure you subscribe to the Last Stand podcast with Brian Custer on YouTube. Go there right now. Go hit it. We got the Charlo twins on there that Nesson's going to watch tonight after he gets off the air. But we're on, Spotify, Google, all that type of stuff. And make sure you follow me on IG at BCusterTV, on Twitter at BCusterTV, and you can follow at Last Stand on IG as well.
So you are right now somewhere for the Showtime card, right? Where is that?
Yes, so I'm in Mohegan. That's why you see
Mohegan
this. You see this
whole
awful wallpaper behind me, man. I'm in my hotel room. In my hotel room right now, man.
They made you quarantine?
We got tested this morning. I got my results back, so tested negative again. And when we get here, we're not allowed to leave the rooms, man. You check in. The next morning you get tested, and then you are in your room until fight night.
Wow. Tell me they at least give you guys, what's it called, like a stipend so you can order room service. You track.
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
We have a per diem. So it's strictly room service here. We are not allowed to leave the rooms at all.
Wow. So no one from the broadcast could come over to like talk to you and go over things.
We do Zoom. Everything is through Zoom. Everything is through phone calls. And then it took an even heightened sense because, remember we were here a couple of weeks ago when we had the Leo Stephen Fulton.
Yes.
And then Fulton ends up testing positive because they said him and his crew went somewhere. I don't know if they went I don't know where they went.
Yeah.
But they ended up testing positive right before the fight. And they were like, okay, you can't leave your rooms. So, you're on lockdown when we're here.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that's great. And listen, that shows that we can still have sports during this time. The NBA has shown that they're doing it right. Obviously boxing, is showing that they can do it right. And, hopefully baseball figures it out. But at the end of the day, we can, this is great, showing we can move on and we can adapt and get what we want. And that's the fights.
Absolutely, man. Y'all keep doing your thing, man. I love y'all dudes,
man. Brian, man, take it easy and go ahead and enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you once again. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Custer, Showtime Sports Last Stand Podcast. Great interview. I want to shout out, obviously, Brian Bomac McIntyre as well for coming on the program and talking some boxing with us, and definitely giving us some liveliness, some fire. We got a few super chats that we missed during the interview.
Yo, I'm sorry. Listen, chat. I got home from the gym and I was just like doing a million things trying to get on. I apologize that I didn't see them, or I didn't have YouTube chat up before. And make matters even worse, Ness, they disappeared from my thing. I don't know why.
I got them.
You got them? Okay, good. Thank
We're going to
you.
take it from the top. We got John Feliciano that says, Top Rank offer it to one time. But wait, the matchmaker said he's nothing. Meanwhile, Bud got dropped by Green Beans. Just imagine what Thurman would do. Yeah, man, that's how I look at it, man. That's how I look at it. Like, you can't say Thurman does nothing for Crawford's career, but then you're fighting Kell Brooks and Green Beans and Amir Khans and, you know, things that do nothing for your career. Big Supermex, mastermind of TBV's Patreon and a Border Wars fighter, says Ness capping for Keith to cash out. Hashtag tables turn.
Damn.
Yeah, you know he's an Earl fan, though. You know that.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
That's
I know.
nothing. That's nothing. But I got one for him. Where is that?
Got something in the chamber?
I thought I had it. Like, I thought my eyes would be able to zoom in on it. It must be on over here. Let me try this. Boom. Where you at? Tables turn. No? I lost it, dog. I had the tables turn for you, B. I had the tables turn.
We had that itchy trigger finger, and this, man.
Where is that?
Didn't work out for you, man. With every second that goes by, it's just getting weaker and weaker.
It is. I'm still trying to find. I can't. Now, I thought it was green. I got them like color coded, but it ain't working.
Oh,
Whatever.
that's what's up.
Whatever. We got Louisville Slugger. Thurman does need. We read that one. Thurman does need a good win before he fights Crawford. If Bud fights Thurman now and beats him, people will downplay the win. Crawford TKO's Thurman. We did Matt Garcisi says, still waiting on that ponytail, though. And that's from Thurman. He told us if he loses to Pac, he would cut the ponytail. We got a super chat from Ben. No super chat, just love, or just no words, just love. And that's in, looks like Australia, right? AUD, that's Australia. R. Jonesy says, just because y'all got Custer, y'all be doing it. Okay, thank you. Ohio Runs Boxing says, Brian Custer is from Ohio for fire emojis. Damn, Ohio, everybody's from Ohio. Al Heyman, Brian Custer, all bunch of boxers. Mike Weary the Great says, Bud want low-risk fights until Earl. Wireless Buzz Shops, Airbuds, I got mines. Damn, they're in my room. I was going to show them to you. But see, that means I'm actually using them. They're in my room. He says, Thurman would be the best fighter Crawford ever fought. You ain't lying. You know about earbuds and boxing champ. Jared Lloyd says the bum lord Crawford only wants pedestrians. The Green Beans exposed him when he knocked him down, and he went toe-to-toe with a one-legged man in Benavidez. Big Mac and Father Bob knows that bum lord will lose to top welterweights. Let me let this dog out. Hold on.
Okay. Let me see. The only ones I can see here. Wait, the pedestrian beaters, a welter. Oh, nope. That was another one. Okay, we got Sir Canis Lupus says, now that's some BS. Not fighting again until he get EJ. So what if EJ lose to Danny? That's 3 PBC fighters they've dismisses. Are we as fans giving him a pass for this?
Hell yeah, they giving him a pass, bro. They giving people, they giving Bud a pass for picking and choosing. Like, dog, if anybody who is remotely considered a top welterweight wants to fight and is available, you should be fighting them. But
next one from Jared Lloyd. The pedestrian beater is the welterweight Billy Joe Saunders. His trainer Fat Mac enjoys Easy Street. He likes to eat cheeseburgers and watch his fighter beat on pedestrians and clout chase the real welterweights. Damn, Jared Lloyd is on one today. Woo! Came at that one for real.
Said,
and then the next...
He said, yo, play the Carl Thomas.
For the Bud Tenders. Jared Lloyd with another one. Play the Carl Thomas for the Bud Tenders.
Why you emotional? Why you emotional?
Yo, Jerry, we had to give you that one because Doomy's not here with the Carl Thomas. Look at Brandon. I'm about to time you out. Get out of here. Brandon putting old links for because I was about to say because he a mod, I can't time him out, but you timed out. You putting 2019 links. Talking about, look, y'all, Ness changing the narrative. Top Rank tried to make that fight in 2019. Bruh, 2019, like you heard Bomac, Thurman had a belt. And he had a possibility of getting a Pacquiao fight. Oh, wait, he did. He did. Come on.
Nah, you're not wrong. You're not
Yo,
wrong.
what's
Listen,
that cartoon, Birdie Dum Dum?
DBX with the super chat says Rio looking hench with 3 sideways laughing out loud emojis. What's hench?
UK slang.
Yo, somebody let me know because I am Rio.
Hell yeah, I timed his ass out with the old links.
Yo, you really did time his ass out?
Bruh, nobody want to hear old links.
Bruh.
Dog, listen to me.
Brandon,
That's
dog,
like saying
you played him out.
That's like dude saying, yo.
Free Brandon Sam.
That's like dude saying, yo, AJ Wilder, let's not talk about that because AJ sent them 2 offers. Come on, bro. You talking shit from 2 years ago.
Listen, I get it. I just think that at the end of the day, he's trying to provide the context, probably for his call, by the way.
Oh,
So,
look at 704 capping for him. Dog,
Listen,
January 2019 is more than a year old, bro.
Boss. You're telling me right now, Ness, come on, big dog, that we haven't had dudes that reach way further back. I'm not trying to say that that's right or not. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't think you should have been timed out.
Bruh, ain't no way I could delete his link. First of all, let's get this straight. Only a moderator or the owner could put links in the fucking chat. So he's a moderator putting fake links. Like, don't try. He loved Bud. So remember, this is the dude that got a super chat saying he want to scratch and sniff poster of Bud balls. So now he's saying, yo, don't believe Thurman. He's saying, don't believe Thurman really want a fight with Bud because here go a link from a year and some change ago when Thurman was probably unified or at least WBA waiting on a Pacquiao fight that he did get in retrospect. Like, you know the history. You know, so it's irrelevant. Like, oh, look, he ain't want to fight him when he had the belt when he was with PBC because Pacquiao was PBC and they was going to get... Like, that's a stupid argument. That's if Crawford was with on Top Rank and so was Pacquiao and Thurman wanted to fight, you think Crawford would be fighting Thurman or be fighting Pacquiao? You're going to fight what's in-house. You're going to fight what's in-house. Don't be a liar. Like, people like to say I'm biased. I'm telling the truth.
I don't think
99% of the fucking time. Like,
listen, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. I think, listen, I don't know. I'm just a dude who I guess understands from both sides, but I just disagree with what Bomac was saying. Like, you know, I don't know. We're not even gonna go down that road again. I'm sure there's plenty of callers that.
Look, the delusion.
You know who should be wrenched up is DBX. Why isn't DBX wrenched up?
Certain levels to this, but maybe when the membership starts.
Got you. Okay.
Remember when the membership started? But listen, the delusion is crazy, bro. Like, look, you got his trainer saying that he does nothing. Like, that he does nothing for Crawford. Like, but green beans and potatoes does. You know, Ray Robinson.
I know.
Once upon a time, people wanted him to fight Yurdeni Urgas, and they thought Urgas was like, how?
I know. It's not. Listen, he said that. What did he say? Thurman's not in the top 5 of welterweights. Like, I don't know if he was talking about a specific like sanctioning body, but yo, how could you not have him in the top? I mean, right? Like, he's got to be. Name me 5 better welterweights right now.
I don't know. I'm gonna pull up the rankings.
Better.
I'm gonna pull up the rankings, see what the ring got him at.
He already beat Danny. You can't have them above. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even if you're talking titles, fine, but you want to talk like legacy over lineage. That's where we're at right now, and that's the frustration. And I think those optics are clear.
Yo, Keith, even with a loss, is the ring's top 4. So this is what I'm saying. Like, you can't lie to the people, and that's what Brandon and Brian and Bud trying to do. Don't lie to the people. This is a top 5 welterweight, and he's actually number 4.
Well. Bud hasn't said anything yet. Let's
What
chill
you
on
mean?
that.
Oh no,
all he
chill.
said is that he don't want to fight this year if he don't get the money. That's not the same thing as saying what I mean. Bomac said something completely different, and until Bud reacts to that conversation in that manner, then you can't hold Bud to the same level of scrutiny.
Bruh, check this out. And I quote, "Damn, at Keith Thurman, if I haven't fought a true welterweight yet, then F you." Oh, no, excuse me. Then F. Why you just didn't come take my title? You was offered a fight with this little guy you not that impressed with, right? I'm not that impressed by you, so what's up? This was May 2019. You know what I'm saying? So here goes another one.
And another one.
Oh, wait, that's not it. That was him going at war. Because, on Twitter, like, that's where he's undefeated. But anyway, look.
Oh, you had to sneak that one in, huh?
I'm just saying, my man got mad Twitter beefs. He was beefing with the Charlos. And that's all good. That entertains me. It gives me something to let the people know what's going on. I'm just saying, let's stop saying that a top 4 welterweight isn't a good option. But phone lines are open. If you want to talk, you want to give us your opinion, you know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Add Nesta Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. Yeah, BZ, what up? Nah, Ness, he gonna have to drop a short film tomorrow. Who gonna drop a film? Lost. But yeah, we got some callers on Blog Talk, but remember to press 1 if you want to voice your opinion, and you can add Nesta Gibbs on Skype. If not, me and Mario out of here. He just got out of the gym. He trying to work out. It's Friday. He want to go out. It's actually 8:40 only for Mario, so he really could go out. It's not like 9:40 like it is for me over her.
The wife just ordered Chinese food, bruh. Real quick, we got a super chat from Ben. How you say that? Federica?
Yeah, I think that's the one from Australia.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I think I just hooked up with him on IG. I think I just followed him. If that's the same one, because he was from Australia. He says, Brooks still bringing in the money. Ness, you right. Mario, you right. But Thurman and T-Bud will squash Brook. Respect TVV for life. Yeah, he is bringing that money. You cannot, argue the commercial value that Brook does bring to the table, specifically versus a lot of other fighters out there.
All right, let me go out to these phone calls. Woo!
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
All right. We're going out to Seattle, Washington. It's been a minute, champ. Where have you been? Look, it's been so long I can't even find your intro. Where is he? There he goes.
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife. Cut the bullshit up. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
What's good, TBV? What's good, Ness? Mario?
What
up?
Man, I miss the Areola and Areola and man, that would be dope if that happened, bro. Like for real.
Nah, it looks
For
like
real,
it's
for
gonna
real.
happen for the end of the year.
Man, I'll pay top of the line money for that. That'll be the fight of the year, I bet you. For the Keith Thurman and Crawford, I don't know if Crawford's gonna go for it, but I say fuck it. I mean, Kell Brook might lose both his eyeballs, so you might as well fight someone who has his eyeballs attached and no type of injuries where you can knock his eye socket out. I said Crawford, go for it. You know, your fans are waiting for it. They've been talking all this big smoke, so I want to see it. I believe Keith Thurman's going to win, though. That's my call.
All right, Dom. We got some super chat. Shout out to Brandon. See, Brandon's a good sport. Brandon says, free to go. Big Supermax says, at the end of the day, it's a fight for it's a fight for second place. My bad. Why didn't you put number 2? Ben said, you read Ben's. We going to, who's out there? 410.
Yo, we got another super chat from Jared Lloyd.
Let me get that and you get Blog Talk.
Okay.
So, Jared Lloyd says, the Fat Mac wants to keep cheeseburger money flowing. If the bum lord loses, then Fat Mac loses his lunch money, meaning it's back to Top Raymond. Damn. Yo, what's wrong with Raymond Noodle? Nah, that's why they were on the 6-year pedestrian tour. Damn, 6 years. Let me go out to J Hardcore. That's who it is.
Yeah, I got you.
Let me go out to J Hardcore Boxing News. Where that's at? I got that. Boom.
Dollar DiBiase Productions.
J Hardcore Boxing. Hey, they don't know shit about boxing. BoxingWords.com. Okay.
Yo, what's happening, fellas? What's going on?
What up, Jay?
It's all good, man. I'm going to tell you, I would like this.
Wait. Are you driving?
What up?
You driving?
Nah.
You got the headphones on? I just wanted to know if you had the headphones on.
Yeah, I got the headphones on. What's up?
Oh, nah. So we could hear how they sound when you calling in using them.
I've been using them ever since. When I talked to you this morning, I had them on.
Oh, all right. They sound good.
Yeah.
Okay. You trying to come for me a little bit, but it's all good.
Nah.
No.
I'm trying to show you. That's a plug right there.
Placement. That was a product placement commercial.
Exactly. That's product placement. I'm trying to show the callers that you are the owner of wireless earbuds and you're using them to call in the show so they can see the quality.
And they have other products, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Me and my wife about to order that charger set, and it'll charge your AirPods, it'll charge your watch, your Apple Watch, and any phone that you got. Plus, it's got the Lightning, so you could do different phones and charge them real fast. It's fly. It's fly. It's slick too.
All while you sleep. Yeah, without a doubt, man. One-stop shop right there, baby.
Oh, yeah.
So talk to us.
But let's talk boxing right now, though. Let's talk boxing. Boxing is my love, Jack. Hey, man, I would love to see Keith Thurman and Crawford, man, because, I like Crawford. Don't get me wrong. I like Crawford. All I just want to say is I feel, though, that he has not been proven yet. Forgive me, Brandon. I know I might step on your toe a little bit, bruh. But he has... And I said he had to fight the elite person, but I had to take that back. He did fight Khan, but I rest my case on that. I need to see him fight somebody that's relevant right now. You know what I mean? I have to see that. If I don't see that, man, I just can't put a stamp there yet. I mean, I feel he's good, but I got to see it against somebody elite. I got to see it, and I haven't seen it yet. And for him to say that if he can't get what he needs right now, he ain't fighting no more this shit. Come on, man. We the one that gave you that money, bud. Come on, man. Don't treat us like that, man. Don't treat us like that, man. Fight Porter. Fight somebody. Do not do us like that, bud. I'm begging you, man. Coming from a dude that named his shit Airbuds, man. Come on. Don't do that to me, man. Fight somebody. I'm choked up, man. As I always say, don't shoplift on the show, man. Smash the button. You know what I mean? Subscribe. Get on Patreon. Do whatever you got to do. Don't shoplift the show. This is Jay Hardcore, the owner of wirelessbuzzshop.com. Holla at your boy.
All right. Jay Hardcore. We got a super chat from Big Super Mex, the mastermind, that says, there's only one big fish at welterweight. Hashtag, man, down. We're going out to Sony, the commish. What up?
Yo, what up, TBV? Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yo, y'all caught me in the middle of my Border Wars Pittsburgh weightlifting session again. You know, I missed that Brian Custer interview. I missed him the last time he was on y'all show too. So, but I didn't want to interrupt the flow of the show, so I ain't trying to sneak a Patreon question in. You know, but I just wanted to say good show and thanks for the Friday night episode. You know, don't oversleep for boxing bars.
Nah, for sure, man. We just working, baby. We just working. We going out to N.O. in New Orleans. What it do?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from the Magnolia.
Whoa. What's poppin', you heard me?
What up?
My audio sound like I'm good. I don't know, it sound like I'm good on the feedback.
You good.
Alright, cool, you dig? So the topic, the topic is Keith Thurman asking for the contract. This official? What is coming from?
What you mean? What? It's not official.
No, I'm just saying,
What's happening is Brian Custer interviewed Keith Thurman, and that interview drops tonight or tomorrow night.
No, Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday night. So what he did is put out a little snippet, and in that snippet, Mario got the quote where he really came for Crawford. You know what I mean? He's like, yo, you ain't done none of that 47. Send that contract. Stop acting like people afraid of you. Send the contract.
What's up with Bob? With Bob Emmer, when Bob Emmer gonna lay up there and make some shit happen, like, you know what I'm saying?
It
Like
ain't even Bob. We had Bomac on the show too. You must have missed it. And Bomac was like, man, we don't want to fight Thurman. He lost. He got his ass beat by an old man, so we want to fight the old man.
They don't have no picks and choosers though. They ain't got no picks and choosers. Whoever want to fight him, they got to scrap.
Not according to them. They saying they'll sit out. They ain't got to fight.
But I'm saying they mean they talking about money, like they compensate normally get, or they like these top welterweight. They like just look, we gonna chill. Y'all just do what y'all do. We gonna get at you next year. I'm trying to see what he meant by that. That's what he was saying.
I mean,
I can't tell you what he meant.
Yeah, it's hard to insinuate that. It's like
it's a lot of game being spit, and I'm trying to see which way the game going. Like he's saying, like, all right, if they give me my normal pay, I'll fight any one of them cats. But if I ain't getting what I normally get plus a little extra, I'm gonna sit out. That's what he's saying. Cause we gotta get this shit killed, man. We gotta put the right info out there, man. You feel me?
Yeah, no, definitely. You're absolutely right. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Alright, but like Let me give my quick little synopsis on this here, bro. Everybody gonna get to fight Crawford, dog. It's just the people that sign with the PBC. They gonna get all the fights they want first, though. They not gonna let Crawford jump the line and just get a fight with a PBC guy before they doing. That's why you sign with certain companies, like, bro. But somebody from another company get the fight before you, why sign with them? That's my call.
That's what's up. Great call. Great call. We're going to see on Tuesday. I'm pretty sure that we're going to get a Bud response. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be the talk of the town on Tuesday. From the sounds of it, the interview gets deep. He said that Thurman admitted that he changed his style because of Floyd Mayweather to lure that fight. I believe Brian, but I can't. I gotta hear that. Like, I gotta hear him say those words.
What?
Brian said that he said in the interview. I mean, not verbatim, but he said basically that, like, he basically blames where he's at or that loss of killer instinct, I guess, on trying to change his style to lure Floyd into a fight.
Man, but that sounds mad bogus, bro. Like, how you gonna
I
lure
know,
a
but
dude?
that's what I'm saying. If he really said that, like,
but how you gonna lure a dude into a fight by changing your style when he's a guy?
Well, it's the same thing that Golovkin they would say that Golovkin was doing. That Golovkin was fighting a certain way so that he could look vulnerable to catch the Cottos, to catch the Sergios, to catch the Canelos. Like,
totally
was it BS?
for
Maybe,
me.
but
it's just totally different for me because Floyd is a guy that isn't consistently fighting. He makes and picks and chooses. It's different when you're a champion fighting your contenders. And Floyd is like picking the right fights. But we got a super chat from Killer Kells, and Callie says, "Yo, Ness, I wanted to ask Bomac, why is it that Derek James can go into 6-week camp with Earl and come out 20 pounds lighter, but he be in the gym all year with his fighters and still the same size?" Damn. Now, this feels like I'm a detective, but is he talking about Bud staying the same size, or is he talking about Bomac remaining the same size? Is this a shot at Bomac? It doesn't feel like Kells is that type of person, but I don't know. Sometimes fandoms, you got to pick a side. When you read this, how do you interpret that? Because it feels like he's saying, how is it that Derek James could go in there, do 6 weeks with Earl, lose weight, and look good, and then Bomac has been in the gym all year with all his fighters, and he don't lose weight, unless he's saying it's Crawford that doesn't change his body.
That's what he's saying. He's saying, I wanted to ask Bomac, why is it that Derek James can go into a 6-week camp with Earl and come out 20 pounds lighter?
Stop there.
But Bomac be in the gym all year long with all his fighters and still the same size, and Crawford's still the same size.
But he don't put the word Crawford, and he don't put the word Bomac. He do put Bomac.
No.
He do put Bomac.
Well, he put Bomac at the beginning, and he said Derek James can go into a 6-week camp with Earl and come out 20 pounds lighter, but Bomac, be in the gym all year long with all his fighters.
He put he, so it's up for interpretation. That's what I'm saying. So
it is, but that's how I interpret it, is what I'm saying.
So you're interpreting it for the trainers or for the fighters?
Who's coming
out?
Fighters,
listen to me.
But shit, you're right.
Who's coming
out?
Damn,
I didn't think of it that way. Good call.
Who's coming out 20 pounds lighter? Is he talking about the fighters? Because Earl does go in heavy and has come out and said it's heavy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think that's what he's saying.
But then is he talking about the trainers? Because I don't know. Whatever.
I thought he was talking about Crawford, but I didn't think about him talking about the trainers. Like, that's,
DBX said I smoke too much. Y'all crazy. He talking about Bomac. See, other people saying talking about Bomac. See, so I don't know what y'all talking about.
Oh, okay.
DBX pretty
talking
clear
about
to you.
Bomac.
Okay, so pretty clear. So give us your interpretation if it's pretty clear. And look, Jemmy said, bro, he's shitting on Bomac. So you see, it's talking about Bomac. So he's, it isn't that clear, to be honest.
Legit said you can't be serious. Y'all can't be serious. Listen, I think the way that Ness interpreted it was spot on. Well, I don't know if you let the chat do that for you, but Like, I didn't hear that. Like, I didn't read it that way. I read it like he was talking like, yo, Earl gets that work and Terence don't.
Exactly.
I don't know.
No, I didn't read it that way. I thought it was about the fighters because we do know that Earl loses more than 20 pounds to get to the fight.
Yeah, he already admitted that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How I sound like a casual, no? You was the one that was a casual because you ain't know what was going on. But let's go to Brandon, Cincinnati.
Damn,
Yo, what's going on? Yeah,
What up,
it sounded
Brandon?
like he was ready to play an intro. I was thinking the same thing. Like, damn, I need an intro the way he said my name. But yeah, man. Much as I want to agree with Bo Mac, I like to clown Keith. I understand their logic. When you had the strap, you weren't trying to fuck with us. We sent you offers. You was waiting on the Pacquiao payday.
And we got it, but you posting links in the chat like he did the wrong thing.
As much as I want to agree with that and clown him like Earl's been clowning him, saying do something, I really want to see this fight. So I disagree with Bo Mac, man. Strap or no strap, put him in the ring, man. If Quadre Robinson, a guy that delivers my Amazon packages, could put him on his ass, what Bud gonna do to him, man? So yeah, I would love to see that. I would love to see that just for Jared Lloyd's sake. Just so me and Jared Lloyd can bet on that fight. That's why I really want to see it, just to shut his ass up, because he be killing me with them super chats. But man, hey, Jared Lloyd, I asked you to call in since we on the night show, and you claim you still in your office cubicle, bro. Like, damn, man, I ain't know offices was open for third shifts, man. I think you ducking that smoke.
Why you need to hear his voice? You don't like you can't read his super chats? They hurt too much?
I just call bullshit when I see it, man. He always say he can't call in the morning because he at work. Then when I say, man, call in tonight, you probably ain't at work.
He with his family. He with his family. He got the show on his earbuds.
He said he at work.
He got the show on his earbuds. Shout out to Jay Hardcore.
He said his shift varies, man. He said he's still at work in his cubicle on third shift office job. And he ducking the smoke.
Dog, he trying to take over the world. That's what I see. I see a dude that's like, disciplined. But we're gonna go out to California. What it do? Long Beach.
Long Beach in the house. Yeah.
Hey Mario, I see you over there, trapped up, shoulders up. I see you over there. You know
Thank
what
you,
I'm
brother.
saying?
Thank you.
Trappy.
Like
shout
that.
out to like Brian Custer, man. I know he went through some health complications at some point. I'm not sure what it was exactly, but I know it was looking, it wasn't looking that great. So it looks like he's pulled through, and so that's great to see him up and at it like he is. When it comes to Bud, man, look, maybe we have Mario as the home guy who's not the PBC guy, right? So Mario, is it unfair for me to say there have been several fighters in the past who have left Top Rank? Recently, Mikey Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, we all know Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, Miguel Cotto. And those are just to name a few. I don't know all the others, but those are just the ones that come off the top of the head. Terence Crawford being in his early 30s, I think he's 32, 33. He's not a young fighter. You have all your contemporaries across the street. Like, are you not? Why? It seems to me the writing's on the wall. Many others have done it in the past, and at some point we have to say, Terence, this is your career. We can't keep saying, he's tied into a contract, and this is Terence's career. So at some point for me, man, it's just like, damn, you got to give us something. I don't care about nothing. You and others have left and went to greener pastures, man. So I don't know. I don't know if that's unfair. You tell me, man.
Now, not only is it fair, but I'm not going to lie, I was actually kind of upset because I didn't think of the question until after we let Bomac go. But that was something I wanted to, I should have asked. The fact is you're complaining about Thurman and he doesn't have a title, but y'all are 32, 33. Like, y'all don't have that much time to be as picky as you want to be.
I wanted to ask
and
that,
wait.
but
I didn't
know
think
that
of it until
is that I know that the answer is, man, Terence, stay in the gym. Let them
yeah,
think
and
that.
he came on hot too. By the
Yeah,
way,
and you
a
know,
little bit.
yeah, because you know he
He
gonna be
was
like, let them
upset.
think that. No, it's not that he's upset. You gotta understand, bro.
Well, he wasn't upset at like us. He was like upset at Thurman. You know what I mean? Like the quote, I think really bothered him.
They receive all these messages. They receive that stuff. You know, they got fans. It's not even their friends. Their fans tag them like, "Yo, you heard this? You heard this?" So it's you know, that's why he said, "I'm not about to seek that shit out," but
Exactly.
it's
No,
gonna
I
get
was.
sent
Listen,
to him.
I would have asked him. Even though you're right, we probably would have gotten that PC answer. And that's why. Listen,
No,
that's why I
PC,
love
no.
JP. That's why I love JP. That's why I love Supermex. You know, that's why I love Ryan. All the guys that put the questions in there. You know, there are times where, you know, like Ness, bro, he's been scheduling spontaneous. Like, you know what I mean? We asked before the show, yo, who we interviewing? Oh, we ain't got nobody. And then boom, we got like 3 interviews at once.
Yo,
so
that was crazy
it's a lot.
today.
It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to keep a hold of. So it's good when JP and these guys, you know, are in the Patreon post giving us this feedback. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie, it bothered me a little bit that I didn't get to ask that question. I really wish I could have asked it, just because at least he's on record for it. At least somebody says it out loud. And now, you know, JP doesn't have to ask if it's fair or not. The man can answer it for himself. You know what I'm saying? And
Intrigue,
but yeah.
we needed you, Intrigue. We needed you, man.
We did need Intrigue,
Yo, you
bro.
should have
I
heard
just thought of that
Bomac,
too a little
champ.
bit
And
ago.
you know it's been a minute since we got Bomac. Shout out to Bomac who said he loved us. You heard that? We got to clip that. We're gonna have to clip. Hey, DBX, clip that Bomac part saying he loves us so we can put it on IG and tag Bud. Maybe he changed his mind. We're gonna go out to Josh in North Carolina, the Ringer. What up? Shout out to BZ, also a Ringer. What up, champ?
What's up with y'all, man? Friday night, TVV. Boy, I like that shit, bro. I like that.
Me too, champ.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, man. Man, goddamn, Bud, man, it's like I was just saying, bro. He's 32, 33 years old, man. He gotta get these fights going, bro. He gotta get these fights going. He gotta Thurman. It don't matter, bro. Brooke, I don't care. He gotta start fighting somebody because, in a way, Keith Thurman kind of right. Like, even though we know Bud's a great fighter, like how much respect does these other welterweights put respect on his name just for the simple fact he really hasn't fought nobody but Jeff Horn, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, and I'm going to tell you another thing, too. Brandon Lloyd is the super chat of the year, bro. That dude be having me laughing, bro. His super chats are funny as hell. Salute to him for that. But, man, hey, man, I like the spontaneous show, bro. Great interview with Brian Custer. Y'all keep getting that dude on, man. Y'all keep doing your thing. Salute y'all, bro.
All right, champ. Thanks for calling in. Yo, look, he subconsciously knows that Jarrett Lloyd comes at bud tenders and that Brandon is the self-proclaimed scratch and sniff poster ball of Terence Crawford wanter. So he said, I love when Brandon Lloyd super chats. That guy makes me laugh. He said he combined Jarrett and Brandon. Why?
Oh, damn, I didn't even think of that.
I'm
right.
on everything. I'm an audio snob, so
Nice.
I hear everything. So he combined them because subconsciously he knows that Jarrett comes for all bud tenders, but that Brandon, he's the leader.
But that's also probably just like the like bar creating aspect of, you know what I'm saying? Like
boxing
probably.
bars of it. That's the boxing bars.
Yeah, probably a little bit of that.
He was kind of debuting right there. Let's go out.
Yo, how many calls we got left?
If you got to cut out, go ahead, Chim. I know you got a shower.
Bro, I gotta eat, man. Cause I only got 30 minutes left. So I'm gonna cut out. At Martin McGee on Twitter, at Martin McGee on Instagram. Everybody, great show, great rocking out with everybody. Love it. Catch us tomorrow for boxing bars and tomorrow for the live fight chat. Peace.
So now he's about to leave, and I hate this camera view. I was just gonna be me. Okay, so Skype is there, but then I gotta delete that box. I hate it's like so big like that. I don't like it. Then my head is like, I gotta dim this light a little bit. I'm losing the cuts in the arms. But anyway, let's go out to, we said, Decatur, Georgia. Lidslow, what up?
Man, everything kosher, man. I caught the shout out to Baldy. I caught the tail end of the interview and whatnot, but best believe I'm going back and I heard some of Bomac. But I'm gonna keep it 100 because everybody know I'm a Bud fan. Bud, I'm gonna say this to you, my guy. Let's go ahead and get Keith, bro. Let's get these folk what they want. We'll put Kel Brook on the back burner if nobody else step up after Keith. Bud, let's get Keith. This is Liz Lowe saying this. Let's go get Keith, shout out. Let's go and dip this shit in the bud, bro. We know you the shit. I know you the shit. Nigga, let's show these people off rip, man. So that's my call. Jared Lloyd, hey, we coming for you, bro. It's all love, though, but we coming for you, bro.
Yo, thanks for calling in. That's what I'm talking about. That's the energy that Bud fans need to have. Let's get this. This is a great fight. This is a great fight. And honestly, I hope other podcasts and other YouTube channels take this Bomac interview, clip it, and do stuff with it because he said it. Kell Brook brings nothing. He does nothing. He said Thurman does nothing, but Kell Brook does. He said, I'd rather not fight Kell Brook and rather fight Thurman. That's how much he doesn't want to fight Kell Brook. So let's know, let's push that, man, because we don't want to see Kell Brook, especially if it's going to be at 47. I already told you, I don't care if he do it at 54, but at 47, just no. No, that's not fair to us, man. No. We going out to King Born, Brooklyn, on the road. What it do?
When you see old dirty bastard fall in a position like that, then you know that I'm getting ready to bust your
Yo, you hear me?
We hear you.
Listen, man. Let's get to it, man. Keith Thurman, let's get it popping with Bud, man. We gotta get it popping, yo. It's no excuses, Keith Thurman. Ain't no excuses, Bud Crawford. We gotta get this shit popping, man. For real, for real. Nobody ain't feeling that Kell Brook. Your man Bomac said he don't want it. He ain't feeling it. Let's get it going, man. Yo, if I'm Keith, take 35, beat Bud if he can, and be great again. Let's make boxing great again. I'm like the ODB / Donald Trump for TBV, y'all. Let's get boxing great again, man. Stop all the ducking. Let's get it together, y'all. You know what I mean? Hey, yo, Jared Lloyd, I don't know who you is, bro, but if you locked up on the island, you locked up in Sing Sing, you locked up north, if you can't call, then that's what it is. Because everybody coming at you, Jared Lloyd, but if you locked up, I definitely understand, bro. Peace.
Well, he definitely ain't locked up. Super chatting the way that he is, but they coming for him because they hate to read the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Tell the truth.
I'm trying to say that. But let's see here. Looks like we got to everybody. So make sure I ain't got no. Oh. All right. Yep, that is everybody. Actually, no. We got one. Let me see. Who is this? Blog Talk. Remember the number to call in is 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, you could also add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation from anywhere in the world. If you want to get it off your chest, you got something to say. And you want to say it, you say it here. We're going out to Josue in Oregon. What up?
Hey, yo, what up, Nestor? Hey, yo, man, gotta give you a big respect and shout out, Ness, man. You still holding it down, man. This late for boxing, man, on a Friday night, man. Shout out to you. I know it's late out there in the East Coast. And but as far as Terence Crawford, bro, like this dude, man, I think he's always been a clown. Like, I don't know, that knockdown. His last opponent did knock him down. And also too, man, how can you not respect Spence even more? If Terence Crawford picks up some bum, like, or not bum, but you know what I mean, some like, lesser opponent, like, how do you not respect like Spence, like, after a car crash, getting into a fight with, Garcia now? Like, dude, that's insane. But like I said, Terence Crawford's a clown. Oh, that's just my opinion about him. But also too, man, Ness, now that I got you on the line, man, when is TVV in Espanol happening, man? El Público, man, we're waiting for that shit, man. And also too, Ness, thank you for having me on, man. Viva Boxer Voice and Viva Mexico.
All right, honestly, bro, this is what I do for a living. I got a great woman. She don't mind me working. So it's really on the guys, man. Whenever they ready and they're available, whenever it fits into their schedule. I definitely don't want to do an all Spanish show alone. Like, I could do an all English show alone with y'all, wait for callers to call in, things like that. But like an all Spanish show alone, that will not work. But believe me, it'll jump off. Eventually it'll get real big because I got hella Spanish contacts, man. There's hella all Spanish speaking people out there that, that we can do. I mean, and it'll just be, one day, la voz en boxeo, la voz en boxeo. One day out of the week until it gets something bigger than that. Listen, it'll help the channel grow without a doubt. That's what I believe. I remember this channel. I forgot what was the name of it. Oh my God, that's my boy too. He's from Miami. It's a Cuban channel. Bro, he's my boy. I'm gonna look it up, his name, because it's not fair. He's my guy. This guy helped me get like so many Cuban fighters in Miami in my early years. What the hell? How could I do? He actually lives in Vegas now. How do I find him? No, guys. I got so many numbers over the years. I think it's... Let me look up Cuban. Maybe Jemmy can help me. Jemmy's he's always in there, too. It's something Cuban. That's all I know, man. That's all I know. It's like a red logo, but he was official. I see info. Joe, what up, champ? You got to press 1. You already know. You guys know the number to call in. 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. But it looks like that's it. The hotline is over. Hotline bling done. All the callers, we got to them. Shout out to Bomac and Brian Custer for coming on the show. And, looks like we got California's own
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Yo, how I sound?
You good, Joe? What's up?
Hey, man, great show, man. I'm glad you had something for us on a Friday evening. Man, I don't know what Bomac talking about, man. Thurman, man, would be the best guy on his resume, man. I said this earlier in the year talking about Crawford. If he don't fight none of the top 5 welterweights this year, it's going to look all bad, man. He thinks that he needs them more than they need him right now. And it wouldn't be nothing wrong. Thurman and Crawford fight would be great right now. That's a good damn fight. Anybody say that ain't a good fight is a fool. So I don't know what he's tripping off of, man. I know the time is ticking, like everybody else said, man. He only getting older. You know what I'm saying? They all in their prime right now, and this should be for legacy right now, more than anything. But all of the top 5 welterweights right now, ain't no more room, no more wiggle room to be ducking out of nothing. They all need to fight each other and bring back that glory of the welterweight division, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got, champions. Great show.
Joe, man, thank you for calling in as always. You know it ain't no show without info. Joe. Looks like we got a super chat. I'm about to get to that in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get this cone artist to work. You know what I mean? Yo, this has been like a savior. I found this little thing. I don't know now, man. I want to feel like 7 years ago, bro. Cone artist, you know what I mean? And it's made my life so much simpler. I'll tell you what, though, I do smoke way more because I could just pack a cone, a raw cone too, in like segundos. Yeah, I mean, but who cares? Who cares? You know what I mean? You know, you got your white dudes, they pack bowls, you know. I mean, not every, that's kind of, you know, stereotyping, right? But those that pack bowls, I like to pack my cone. And then I'm going to light this up. And we're going to go another hour if we have to. My girl going to have to come in here and grab me by the ear. You know, somebody was just saying, oh, you know, thank you for doing this. It's late on the East Coast. I never mind. I was telling my son the other day, like, I'm blessed to do what I love because I never mind. And I would do more, believe me. Y'all gonna see as these guys, you know, get their stamina up, y'all gonna see that I would do more, believe me. All right, so let's go to this super chat real quick. Who's showing some love? Want to thank everybody that super chat. Thank all our Patreons. Actually, let me go to Patreon real quick. We got a new Patreon, I believe, the signed up. We got to ring this bell. We need a new bell. This can't be the same bell that we use every day, and it's the bell that we use when we get a Patreon, right? This ain't even a bell, first of all. That is a horn. That is a horn, but it's all right. It ain't Jeff Horn. Da-doom. I need that rim shot soundbite again. I used to have it years ago. Uh-oh, we got Rafael Ramirez just signed up today. You a champ. Let's go ahead and give him the horn. The horn. We got Javier, who pledged and also had a question about joining the league. Patrick Rocha, what's going on, champ, in the UK? If you want to call in, call in. You calling in? I know oh, damn, I hate this Skype, I swear. You calling in. This is the bad part of being solo, you know? You get caught up doing 4 computers. But we got Rafael Ramirez, who signed up to our Patreon page. We appreciate that. You know what I mean? You're at the $5 level, which means do not miss on Monday Untitled. That is one of the most popular and official shows. Numbers through the roof. One day I'm going to be able to show somebody those numbers and be like, look how many on-demand listeners we have listening to this one show. That shit is going to be, you know, analytics is power. That being said, Javier, I was talking to you earlier. You signed up and you wanted to know about our prediction league. You did miss the polls. That was Thursday, and they closed at midnight. But you can place your picks for next week's fights. Those polls will be out, and those polls will close next Thursday at 12 o'clock. Yo, I can't believe people see. I don't know what day and age we live in, and look, I'm even afraid to answer. Rich Kid, I'm not even gonna answer that. Gay, you want me to answer that? Super chat that. Get out of here. Get out of here. I was about to answer, but get out of here, Rich Kid. You Rich Kid? Well, super chatted. Yo, I laughed so hard I was coughing. I had to mute myself. Shout out to Lewis. Lewis signed up as well to Patreon, and we appreciate it. Yo, let me tell you, there's been so many people that signed up over the years. I just wish that, and not for greed or anything, just for like goal reasons, right? That they never, let's say, deleted, decline, whatever. because every month it goes up and down, right? It fluctuates. Somebody might forget to add money in their card, or their card declined, or they decided this month they can't or they won't, and things are tight. So those Patreon numbers go up and down, It would be good to always see them rise as every time someone signs up. But shout out to Carlito. Carlito is he's at a oh shit. Yo, shout out to Carlito. I got a story, right? So Carlito, he's been oh, you know what I got to tell y'all too? If you're in any country now, Patreon has it set up where it's in your own currency. So obviously that suits you better. So shout out to Carlito from the UK, who he actually, this dude. I mean, I don't even know can I tell you a story, right? That might be personal. But shout out to Carlito who signed up. And speaking of signing up, N.O. is back. Shout out to N.O. who's back. N.O. signed up today. That's what's up, man. Let me see. Never leave a man behind. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. TJ repledged. You the man. Nick Driver as well. He hit me up. And I see you signed up. And the rich kid as well signed up. We gave you love before, but we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. I love hearing the horn. And Kingborn, he moved up. He done was already a patron, but he pledged up higher. So, now he on that $5 level. You're going to get to hear from Kingborn on Untitled. Kingborn, put your question in. Make sure you call in on Untitled on Monday, because that's what you've been missing out on, and that's definitely one of the best shows. But let's see if Rich Kid then really proved how rich he is. I guess he don't want me to talk about his little topic. All right, so let's see here. We left off on Killer Kells in Cali with a big super chat. We appreciate the love, Kells. Kells is also a mastermind and been to almost all the Border Wars now. So he's one of the fam. We got Savant on the super chat that says, great fight for Bud, but Short Money Bob is too cheap to pay Keith's rate. That is a good point, but I think this is a pandemic pay-per-view. I think if you could come up with a decent amount guarantee and then let them, get back in, this is a good pay-per-view, and it's gonna be sold. Let's be real. You right about one thing, Savant. Keith does have a rate, and he's worth every penny, because remember, Keith is gonna sell this fight. Keith is gonna, look, do I gotta play Intrigue's intro? Keith is gonna sell this fight. Like, Keith is soundbite king. Crawford don't got sound bites. He's not like Deontay. Bomb squad. Like, Keith got one time. Keith got.
Hell no. He mad because I get the better fight. He mad because they.
Keep in mind, he telling he mad is Earl. Earl was mad. That's who he talking about.
Still like me more. He mad.
He's saying people like me more. But that's when he was on top. He had a point. You seen the numbers.
Because I got better numbers.
Oh.
He mad because he can't beat Keith Thurman. That's why he mad. Hell no.
So once when I get on that stage and I come at you,
you better not duck me, son.
Better not
send a contract. Send a contract, baby. That's all I'm saying, man. Send the contract. It's time, man. Don't take the rest of the year off. It's time. Send a contract. It's Thurman's birthday, man. Y'all both getting older. That's right, Jemmy. Thurman is a good shit talker, so he's worth the money because he's going to sell it. And it's going to get under Thurman. It's going to get under Crawford's skin, so he's going to come out his shell, and we know how Bud gets when he gets mad. That's what we need, bruh. That's what we need. But let me see here. We got super chat from Supermax, the mastermind, man. Thank you, Supermax. You are truly official, man. You right up there. We always talk about pound for pound supporters, about TJ and Andre Deniakanu, man. You are no joke, for real. So if you ever thought I didn't appreciate you, we definitely do. You super chat daily. You listen every single show. You put input. You help us be greater. So thank you once again. Let me buy some time here getting this number. All right, I want to make sure I get everybody by their name. So we got a super chat from Super Mex, Plainview, Texas. Stand up. He says, "How can Bob make Keith a offer when apparently he don't got enough money? You see, he got two guys fighting with one crying over his payday." And he's talking about Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko. But again, pay-per-view fights, Teofimo and Lomachenko wasn't a guaranteed pay-per-view. We would have paid, some of us would have paid, but the powers that be, when they did the numbers, they knew. It's like, wait, this kid only got this many fights. He just knocked out his biggest fight. The other dude's been fighting across the world, and he ain't been doing numbers. We not rolling these dice. But Keith one-time Thurman and Terence Bud Crawford, that's different combination. That's different combination. Yes, they got, there's no good words to choose. Like, I pause because I'm thinking, like, do I say negative data? Do I say, poor numbers? Do I say whatever? But look, they got the information. Damn, Sam said get another guest on. Who I'm going to get on at 10:30 at night, Sam? At this time? I don't even know. We got to think West Coast. Let's see what we can do. Let's see. If I get a guest, y'all better hook me up. That's all I'm saying. I'm actually going to get you a real guest. I know he going to answer right now. I know he'll answer. Let me see. What's his name? Jose Benavides Sr. Let's see. I gotta call into my own show real quick before we get booted. Let's see, could we get this popping? In the meantime, Jermaine, what up? Yo, he cut my story with that, Sam. Jermaine, what up, champ?
Yo, what up, Ness? Quick question, man. Like, why you ain't called a man a lie to his face, man?
Who?
Bomac.
I can't do that. Can't do that. You see how long
But
it's
you
been
go-
since he been on the show? I was happy we got him back.
10 seconds.
Felt like it was 6 months.
He not
man.
he not soft like that though. I don't think he's soft like that.
I'm saying I did come for him. I said, yo, we can't play that tit for tat. If we play the tit for tat, that's what Thurman doing. That's what Earl doing to Thurman. What Thurman did to Earl. Now
Right.
Crawford doing the Thurman. What Thurman did to him.
Right. It's all this nan and boo boo shit, dude. It's like it's weak. It's weak. I'm the biggest Bud fan in the world. The shit is weak. My other question is, am I on the boomerang status or ringer status?
I believe you are a ringer, Jermaine. Let me double check though. I'll get right back to you because that's gonna take a bit of time. Your name is Jermaine on Patreon?
Yeah. Probably Duke the Great. Maybe you'd be on Patreon. I'm not sure, but if not, it's Jermaine.
Yep, ringer. I'm sorry, but I mean you wasn't waiting long. I was just talking.
No. I was just asking, just making sure, man.
Yeah. It says you paid your last on the first, so you all good, champ.
All right, man.
Well, there you go. Let me see here. I'm gonna try to get Jose on. Boom. Let's see what happens. Might have to put on a beat for y'all or something like that. Oh, they in Mohegan, so that's East Coast. I was trying to call a West Coast dude. Damn. But whatever, is relevant. Let's see what happens. Showing my age with the Jeopardy soundbite right there, right? Majimbe, que lo que? Let's go to Majimbe in the meantime. What up?
Yeah, it was good.
Chilling, nah. Benavides is like, nah. It's late over here. We gotta sleep. Tomorrow's the fight. I get it. I thought they were. I forgot they on Mohegan Sun. That's East Coast. They in Connecticut. I was trying to call a West Coast number. I gotta think of somebody else. But what up? How are you?
Not much, man. Just here trying to finish this damn office. It's taking me 2 weeks already. Um, but nah, B, great interviews. You caught me off guard bringing Bomac on so quickly. And obviously, he said what we all figured he was gonna say. Keith ain't worth it. This and that. I mean, it
Crawford.
just continues to see it to feel
Yeah.
like they really trying to baby Bud still or keep him away for some reason. Like he can't handle the heat on the PBC side. I don't know, man. It's frustrating though. It really is frustrating. I'm not gonna say that he's afraid to fight these guys because we all know he's not. But at the same time, it's like excuses after excuses after excuses. I mean, you fought when you first came up to 147, you were just fighting 140 pounders. Even Connor's originally a 140 pounder. Now you want to fight Kell Brook, which let's be honest, that is who he's gonna fight. He's not gonna fight Keith. And you saying Keith is done because he lost to Pacquiao, one of the greatest of all time? Come on, bro. Stop with the nonsense. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. But Ness, man, tremendous show. Cash won, right? So I think I'm only down with one so far.
You talking about Felix Cash?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know. Man, I took a nap. So I'm
All
up.
good.
I'm ready to rock because I'm up.
Keep it going. Keep it going. Come back to me when you get a chance.
I am. I'm about to extend it. Actually, I ended the blog talk and I'm redoing it. That's how I'm doing it on a Friday night. I don't even care. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and put another 2 hours on that. So blog talk is back open if y'all want to rock out with it. Cause I needed it open anyway in case I get a guest. I'm thinking here, who gonna do West Coast? I don't know. I'm gonna have to take some suggestions. Info Joe switched over. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go out to James. What up? Jose hitting me back. Oh shit. Jose, what's up? How are you? You guys, I forgot that you know what it is? I forgot you guys are here in East Coast now. I thought you were on the West Coast. So I know tomorrow's the fight. If it's too late, it's all good. I'm live, so I was gonna see if you wanted to get on. Oh, you in Seattle? I thought, but you're not gonna be in the corner? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not too late for you? Oh, perfect. Give me 1 minute and I'm gonna connect you with the live show. One moment. Well, that is gonna work out. Let me just connect to the live. Little silence here, man. Sorry about that. Come on. We're waiting on blog. Oh, man. All right, so I'm going to have to use Skype now, guys. I got him live. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to use Skype. So, how do I do this? End that there. And use. Damn, it's not connecting on blog. So I'm going to try it back one more time. But I got to connect them first. Damn, got him on hold for mad long. Boom. Jose, you hear me? Jose, you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Sorry about the delay there. I was trying to connect you to my live system, but all right. So, how are you first and foremost, man?
You know what, man? I gotta give thanks to God. That in life there's so many
different, especially in this game. There's so many little problems sometimes, that you can't control. They're not in your hands to do. So, but I'm good. I'm good. Thank God Davis healthy. He's good. He's going to be fighting tomorrow. Unfortunately, he lost his belt, his title, because of the weight. I there were so many complications. I thought everything was going to be okay, but no excuses. With the coronavirus, I have to adjust and but now I know for next time too. But like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses for this. But the day that we flew, in Chicago, there was a tornado, and we got stuck in the plane, so we got here very late, and then we had to take a corona test, and we couldn't go anywhere. So they had us like in quarantine, no, in the room, so no training. The next day, no training, and until Thursday, we had to move. So that kind of backed up a little bit of the process, and but like I say, things happen for a reason. I believe in God, and we just have the fight tomorrow, and I think David's gonna look good, and he has to, in order for us to keep going to the next level. But we live and learn, so we're here, motivated for the fight tomorrow.
Definitely, man. Well, good to see that you guys are at least in good spirits. But I wanted to ask because there's some I don't want to say rumors, but obviously some of the reporters are saying that David was given 2 hours and he decided not to take it to try and get the weight off.
No, what happened is this. The day before, everybody loses the weight before, right? Before Thursday night. Friday night before Saturday, right? So what happened? We had 3 pounds to lose, and that's what he was almost over. So we say, hey, no problem. We're gonna lose this weight. 3 pounds is not a problem. So we went down to the gym and ran for 45 minutes, and then the body just locked up. And he was running, and he kind of it seems like he was gonna pass out. So I'm like, no, come on, keep going. I thought he tripped or something. I thought he was like, man, I don't feel good. And he tried his best, and for 45 minutes I pushed him, and finally I saw that he was very not acting normal. And first of all, his health is more important than anything. So at that point I decided to just stop everything and say, you know what, man, I'm just going to cancel the fight. Something's wrong. I never been through this before. All my career, I never done that with nobody. My other fighter, Junior, and and I thought, it's my decision now, and everybody can blame me for it, but I'm not going to put his health in risk. He's young, he has a lot to accomplish, and I'm not going to ruin that. End up in the hospital or even trying to make it to the fight, and he's not even there. And he's going to end up in the hospital anyways. So I decided not to fight, and I stopped everything. I wanted to see how much he waited, after that 45 minutes. He didn't even lose an ounce. The body locked up, and he wasn't sweating at all. So I just decided not to do it anymore, And he was weak, and, he hasn't really eaten for the whole day or no more water either, So I thought, 45 minutes, not even an ounce. So to get to 3 pounds, it's simple and easy to figure out that he's not going to make it, So at least, I thought, hey, he messed up, we all messed up, and we just learn and at least, I want to have him ready for the fight. So he couldn't, people don't know, he cannot lose the weight anymore. The body would not, we tried, I said maybe when he sleeps, he's going to lose a couple of pounds to see how he does in the morning. And we tried in the morning again too, and he couldn't even move, So, that's giving me a sign that, there's no way we're going to lose 3 pounds like that. So, we spoke I talked to my promoters, and I told them, hey, listen, we have a problem, So we try to talk to the other camp and say, hey, we're not going to make the weight, So thank God we all figured it out and try to do it. So, like, even there, he could not move anymore. He barely made, he was there for the weigh-ins, but there was no way, that he would lose not even a pound. We tried to lose it, to come down as low as we can so it doesn't look bad, but we nobody knows how much we try but us.
No, I'm sure, man. I'm sure no champion wants to lose their title, and especially not on the scales. But what does this
And it's not just
mean?
that,
Go ahead.
and
I'm
not
sorry.
not just that, not just that. He lost a lot of money for that. He had to pay for all that mistake. I didn't think he wanted to pay all that money that he had to pay. And at the same time, who wants to lose that though? Like you said, nobody. If it was easy, we should have tried. And I mean, now guess what? We go all the way back, and we got to see how he looks tomorrow. And then he's not a champion no more. So I mean, guess what? You go a step back. Nobody wants to do that at this level.
So what does that mean though for his belt? Like, have the WBC? Have you talked to Mauricio Suleiman? Do you know
Oh,
where?
yeah. Well, no, I haven't talked to Mauricio. I saw that he put up a. I mean, there's nothing to talk about, because if you don't come at 168, you lose your belt. I mean, there's not the rules are the rules, and we respect the rules. Uh, he's not a champion anymore. If he wins, that belt is going to be vacant. And I think Gildrum is going to be fighting for that. He's the mandatory one. I don't know who he's going to fight. We're still going to stay at 168. We just had a little bit of problems, and we learned from that. We got to stay more dedicated and more disciplined. And you guys are going to see him fight at 168, unless there's a big opportunity at 175. But right now, we have Angulo in front of us tomorrow, and we'll decide that how he looks, how he feels, and we'll make that decision. But the most important thing is tomorrow, and look at spectacular at the same time, there are a lot of fans that are true fans and other fans that are upset, but I mean, people don't understand, and no excuses, and he should done the weight, but he couldn't, so maybe it's time to go up. I don't know at this time, we just got to see how he feels tomorrow and try to come at 168, and now he's not a champion, so, we'll try to come at 168, and if you can't do it, you can't do it, then we'll know.
Okay, so I'm getting a better understanding. At first, I thought you were saying it was because of the travel and the quarantine, but you think he's just
No,
naturally
there's
getting bigger.
but it could be so many different things. Like I said, at this point, I do not know. You got to understand that. I put myself in my gym back in Seattle. I put myself in the gym for 2 weeks in a bubble. I did up my own bubble over there. And we couldn't really train like how we supposed to be training. The sparring partners we couldn't really get because of the pandemic, and I didn't really want to risk too much. On getting affected. Other people don't care, I mean, they get paid, and they're still going to go to the store and all that. We didn't even do that, so there are so many things that we're adjusting to. I don't want to say that it is that, but there was a lot of that, that we couldn't train how we usually train, and do the things that we usually train to fight for a title. Before there was no problems, but there were little details and little things that I think it did affect it. But I'm not blaming that on all that. I think it's a little bit of everything. And like I said, he hasn't fought for a year also, so we haven't fought in a pandemic. Like now we are, so we gotta adjust to life, how we live right now, and now we have a better understanding about the bubble too, how it works.
Definitely. So you got
Sorry,
Angulo. We had
it's very confusing.
no. It's not. It's not at all. Believe me, we understand, and we've seen it happen with. I mean, as recent as Tank Davis, who's another high-profile fighter. He lost his belt on the scales. It happens in boxing, especially to a guy like your son. He's young. He's still growing. It's not like David is 27, right? He's still young. So, anyway, but that being said, we had Pedro Diaz on. He's the trainer of Angulo. We know that Angulo has only lost once, and that's to Gilberto Zuldo Ramirez. What do you think of Angulo? And now that David is having weight issues, what sort of performance are you expecting?
Well, I think that Angulo is a very strong fighter. He hits very hard with the right hand. I mean, he has a lot of heart. and he's a really good fighter, like you said. He fought Zurdo Ramirez. He lost to Zurdo Ramirez, but he also hurt Zurdo Ramirez a couple of times when he fought him. He beat Anthony Sims, a really good fighter too. He's a very dangerous fighter. But like I said, we got to take care of business. He has to look impressive, not just win the fight tomorrow. He has to look impressive, and if he looks impressive, still people are going to talk, and if he doesn't do good, people are still going to talk, So I'm just so happy and blessed to make that decision, that I stopped everything because of his health, and tomorrow I believe that he is going to win. I'm very sure of that. And see what happens. Let's he's very young. He's only 23 years old, and we're gonna see. We're just gonna keep grinding and stay focused and learn from the mistakes and try to get better as he goes on his career.
Definitely. So, what's up with Jose, man? Your other son. Obviously, you being Jose Benavidez Senior, but what's up with Junior? Is he ever coming back? Are we gonna see him back in the welterweight division?
Yeah, the Benavides family, the Benavides boxing has been a roller coaster with everything, especially me, man, because I trained them and I manage them. It's been wow, up and down. He was training. Jose Benavides was training when I came. I was using him for spar David, and he has a little girl. She's 4 months old. So I told him, the last weeks not to come to the gym no more because I got a little panic, a little paranoid because of the pandemic, and I don't want him to get infected and then get my little granddaughter infected and then get there. And it doesn't make sense. So I cut pretty much everybody from the bubble because actually we were getting tested also, and they didn't want more than 4 people in there. So I had to cut everybody out, and he was training. He was looking good, and I think he's very motivated. And as soon as I come back, I'm gonna start with him, and Jose Valenzuela also. So you're gonna see a lot of us now. I think now he's not just fighting for himself; he's fighting for his little daughter. So I hope he matures and understands now, and I'm hoping to see a different Jose Benavidez Jr. back in the ring.
And going back to David, I'm sure you're busy with life, especially everything that took place. But I know how social media is, and I'm wondering, has anyone tagged you on the Caleb Plant post? Because Caleb
Oh,
already.
yeah. It's normal. Yeah, he's having a happiness. He's enjoying everything that's happening now. But he's the last person that I care about. We want to fight him. He doesn't want to fight. He said he wants to fight David. Let's make it happen. Even when David lost his title, is he a champ? Is he a champ? Once he gets his belt, we fight. He's just all talk. We're in the same promotion. I already, I'm David's manager. I talked to his managers, with the same promoter that we want that fight. But guess what? They don't want to make that fight. Now he's gonna make another excuse that he's not a champ anymore, this and that. We'll fight anybody with the belt or without a belt. In order to be the best in the business and make history, you gotta fight the good fighters. I believe that he's a very good fighter. He has a lot of potential, and that will be a tough fight. But that's the only way. If we beat Caleb Plant, guess what? We'll be on another level. And if he beats us, I think he's going to be on another level too. So why not do it? David is proven to be a good fighter, and why not take risks right now that he's young and hungry?
I absolutely. So I got a few questions from the people. Actually, that first one about Jose was from Brandon in Cincinnati. The next one is from Lewis, who says, he says, do you make him run? Doesn't that kill his legs? Do you know Epsom salt in warm water in a tub would make him lose 3 to 5 pounds in 5 minutes? You've ever tried that?
Yes, I have. Let me tell you what we do, so you can understand. I brought a portable sauna here, also a little steam sauna, right? Because I knew, like I said, we had a lot of days without training. Uh, Epsom salt with water hot in the tub. Not in 5 minutes you will not lose that. You got to be there for like 45 minutes or whatever. I've been doing this for 25 years. We never had a problem before. You do that. You use the sauna suits. You put Aveline, and you start. I have a little routine. When you just heat the body, and you open the pores. For to start sweating. But when the body doesn't want to go, it doesn't matter what you do. Now these days, everybody is trying to call me and tell me what to do. You should have done this. You should have done that. I mean, I just listened to everybody. But I did everything that I could. The body, he wanted to pass out. The body just shut off, man. It did not want to sweat anymore. You know, and then I could see that his eyes are not good, and he's throwing himself on the ground. It's like that's not a good sign. So why would you even try to even try? If you have a car, why would you try to run your car without oil? Something big is going to happen. So I'm thinking if I keep forcing him, he's going to end up in the hospital. And now people are going to be saying, why did he do that? Why did he do that? If he saw that he was not doing good, why didn't he stop? Does it make sense? I'm never going to make the people happy, but I understand that they want to help and they want to give me advice and all that. But we tried everything, my friend, everything that I could.
Definitely. We got Javier Caputillo. This is the son of Javier Caputillo, and he says, "Saludos, Jose."
Yeah,
So
saludos to everybody.
he says, so of course David's health is first, but come tomorrow, if David wins or loses, which I'm Team David, what's next? Does he have another title shot? Have you talked to anybody about that?
No, there's no. The most important thing tomorrow, like I said, we'll see where he's at. When he wins, people are going to talk about him, and if he loses, people are going to talk about him. At the end of the day, we're here to do our job, and we're going to do our best. And the main goal is to look spectacular in a fashion way to win, and keep going. And at this level, you got to understand that people are going to talk. But to me, I enjoy that because you know what? Tomorrow, everybody's going to be watching because now it's breaking news that he didn't do the weight. So I mean, now everybody's going to see how he's going to perform. And there are a lot of people, a lot of haters like Caleb Plant. That they're just thinking about him failing. And but what good does that make him? I mean, it doesn't make him any good. Let's get the fight going. And that once you beat David Benavidez, now you're on another level. But if that doesn't happen, he's going to have to, just try to make fun. And I don't understand why he enjoys so much making fun of him. I mean, but that's good. Like I said, I take that in a good way, and that motivates us to keep working and stay focused. And learning a lot from what happened.
I mean, I think it's just part of the rivalry. I don't think that he's really finding enjoyment in David's, it's just like that's supposed to be the guy that people are saying is gonna beat him, so he's gotta take that shot.
He is going to beat him. That if he's not the guy that's supposed to beat him, he is going to beat him. Because what I can see of Caleb Plant, I don't think he has a heart. He says he's been through a lot, and that in one round with Tuscateri, when he decided to throw one round, he messed him up in one round. I don't think he has that heart. We would love to fight him. People are not talking about he got dropped by Lonnie doing sparring like about 2 weeks ago. I mean, he got dropped in sparring by Lonnie. Lonnie
Who?
Thompson.
Lionel Thompson?
Yes, he dropped him. He got dropped by Lonnie Thompson. He went out the door. I have a video of him. Somebody recorded him. So I mean, and for him to, he thinks that we don't. Everything. Everybody knows what happens in boxing. So I have a video of him. That somebody sent me that he got dropped, and I'm not. Show it to the people so they can see. Or maybe not. I don't know. Because I don't want to get involved. On his little game that he has or whatever, but he did get dropped by Lonnie Thompson, and he started crying. He went out the door.
Crying? Come on, Jose,
Hey,
crying?
hey, He was crying, my friend. Don't believe me. That's what I'm saying, you know. So, I mean, you know,
Pero
he's going to hear that.
crying, Jose, pero crying. These are fighters. They've been sparring all their life.
Sir, listen, when somebody gets dropped by a person that you're not supposed to get dropped, you go, you know, this is what happened. So he got dropped. You know, they stopped the sparring. He went out through the back door and started crying on the back door. You know, over there, all sad and doing all this. You know, like I said, you know, I have a video, and you know, I mean, you can believe me or not, but you know, and like I said, you know, ask him. He knows. Why would I be lying? Why would I be making things up? You know.
Hey, no, look, I'm not. I'm not saying you're making
I'm
it
just,
up.
I'm just trying to tell you.
It's just like, yo, Plant got to be like 27 to be crying. That's a little bit crazy.
When I say crying, you know, it's upset, and you know, I mean, like, you know, like not crying like a little baby, you know, but very upset, you know, and nobody wanted to, you know, he don't want nobody to get close to him, you know. I mean, he's just upset and frustrated, and you know, I mean, to me, that's fucking crying, you know. So I mean, and that could happen to any of all of us, you know. But you know, at the end of the day, if he wants to talk shit, you know, hey, you know, you know, he has some things too, you know, and now everybody knows. Nobody knew but you now, you know. I never said that before, you know, but now, you know, you're the lucky guy.
Well, that's interesting for sure, without a doubt. Listen, we got a few more. We got Stonebone Boxing in Colorado says, peace, coach. I had the pleasure of meeting you in Omaha. I just want to thank you guys for the energy and the love you guys show to Omaha, and our Mexican community in Omaha is huge. And you guys helped bring them to the T-Bud Crawford fan base. So that's it. Just some love.
I want to thank everybody too for all that support, man. You know, like I said, you know, I try to be nice with the people that are nice and the people that are not nice. You know, I just try to defend my family and myself.
No, man, definitely. So, man, so so you sure this? I'm not that you're sure, because I'm not questioning.
Listen, if I were,
here.
you know, I would not say something that happened. You know, how, you know, I mean, a man would not say something that he's not sure about.
I just want that
you know?
video, because you already said. I'm trying to find the right way to ask for the video, because you said I might release it.
Listen,
so you might as well release it to me.
No. You don't wait. You guys got to be patient. You guys got to be patient, you know? You guys got to be patient. I can't give you all. You know, like I said, you got to be happy because you're the only one that knows. You're the only one that knows. And, you know, I was not thinking about saying anything, but, you know, it comes times, you know, when people are talking stuff about family, you know, you can tell me whatever you want to tell me, but don't mess around with my family, because then, you know, oh, yeah, okay, let's fucking fight. Let's make that fight happen, you know? And now he's going to come up, well, you know, give us a fuck about belts, you know? Let's make that fight happen. You know, we're ready.
So do you think that the fight doesn't happen or happens faster now that you don't have a belt? Because hypothetically, right?
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now, bro, and you're going to laugh again. And I like that, you know, because, you know, everybody got an offer from Canelo. Did David get an offer? So that tells me, hey, they have a little respect about fighting David, you know? Everybody got it. We'll fight him. The money for us is not a problem. I'm looking at the big picture, you know? It's what he's going to make after he fights Canelo. Win or lose, he's going to become known, and he is going to start making a lot of money. But I don't concentrate about the money. I concentrate about making history and leaving the Benavides name, you know, that Benavides were fighting the good people, and they were never scared of nobody. They were never picking the opponents, you know. We want to fight the best up there. To be the best, you got to beat the best. So, I mean, just like I said, you know, so he never got an offer, you know. And at this time, with belt or without a belt, people don't want to fight him. I mean, I'm not saying that we're David sold that, but I think we have a chance to beat all these fighters, and why not take that chance, you know? Because in reality, you know, when you fight somebody that's not at your level, you're like, oh, wow, why is he fighting that bum? You know, this and that. Now, when he wants to fight somebody good, oh, he's not at that level. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. You know, it's very hard to please people, But we're here. Whatever comes, we're ready to go. One day things are going to happen. We just got to continue to stay focused and grounded and keep working hard.
Jose, how attached are you to the WBC? Because now you're stripped, right? Obviously, it seems like you would have an easier route back to the WBC because of your, I guess, relationship. But this is an opportunity to get strategic. If you feel that Plant is the one not fighting you, you can allow yourselves to be ranked, right? By not going for that WBC and seeing where the rest of the sanctioning bodies put you, specifically the IBF, and just become his mandatory.
The thing is, we like I said, we have a fight tomorrow, and that's what I'm focused on right now. And yeah, this came to a surprise with us. I never thought the weight was going to be a problem. Anywhere he's ranked. So what we got to do now is go somewhere and make people make it a mandatory. You got to fight the number one or the number two. We're up there, and we're still grind. To be honest, like I said, we're warriors. We're here to beat everybody, and that's what we're trying to do. See how far we can get. But I think that David could beat everybody at the 168. And if people don't believe that, at least we're going to try and show them, And if you don't think that you could beat anybody, might as well just quit boxing.
All right, we got few more from the people if you still got time. Sony in Cincinnati says, welcome to the TBV Friday Up All Night show. Hoping to give you a second to separate yourself from business. I heard you before on TBV, never got the chance to ask you, Ness is not a fan of the Wu-Tang Clan. Are you a fan of the Wu-Tang Clan, Jose?
Man, to be honest, I don't even know. I apologize. I don't even know what that is. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so into boxing, and I don't even watch soccer, man. So, to be honest, I'm not going to play it off here. I have no idea what that is. But if you can probably tell me a little bit about it in a different way.
It's a rap group that he believes they belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But I'm sure you heard of it like I have, but it just wasn't something I like. But it's
Oh, they believe. Okay. So they believe that they were in the Hall of Fame.
No, he believes they belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well,
never mind. It's all good.
Yeah, no. But that's good. No. I gotta understand a little bit more. In life, you gotta have dreams and you gotta believe. In order, you gotta be crazy. You gotta be nuts. In order, I believe that people that are crazy do good things. And if you're a normal person, I believe that you're never going to do anything. So you got to have dreams. You got to have all that. And our dream is to be on the Hall of Fame. We're going to try our best. And so far, David's been doing good. He's undefeated. So we'll see. Only time can tell. But we're not going to stop working hard. We're very united together. And I'm going to support them until whenever they say they want to stop. Until then, why not dream? And try to make history and make it into the Hall of Fame. That's not an easy task, but you just got to stay focused, sacrifice, and keep working hard.
All right. Ruin the 504 in New Orleans says, after missing weight, will David make a move to 175? But you kind of answered that and said you're going to stay at 68 and only go to 75 for a big fight.
Yeah, of course. If there's an opportunity to go to 175, why not? Like I said, right now, Canelo doesn't want to fight. Caleb Plant doesn't want to fight. The other champions don't want to fight. I don't know what to do anymore, we'll just continue, maybe go out for a fight at 175 and see how that is. And hopefully there are fighters there that want to fight. Like I said, if the people think that David has no talent, if Canelo thinks that he's not that good, why didn't he fight him? Or why people are not fighting David, That's my question, so we're going to keep grinding and see, like I said, the most important is tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, we're open to anything, 175, 168, not a problem.
All right, you kind of just answered this one. Good evening and thank you for coming on. If David can make 168 going forward, would a fight against Canelo to get the WBC back be something to talk about? God bless. Have a good fight tomorrow. And you just answered that. Obviously it's upon Canelo to send you guys an offer, which he sent everyone but you guys would take it. So you don't need to answer anything that you've already answered. We're going to go to New Orleans again. NO says, how long before your son moves to 175?
Well, I think that right now, 168 is not a problem. Like I said, there is no. We learn a lot, and now we're going to get more disciplined with it and see what were the things that went wrong. It's only almost like 2 pounds and 8 ounces. It's not a big deal. Like I said, so I don't think that he can't do 168. Otherwise, I would be saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry. We can't do 168 no more. We're going to have to go up to 175." But I, in my opinion, what I see, David, I think he could still do 168, no problem. But if there was a problem, now if we can't do the 168 next time, there is a problem. So guess what? We're gonna have to go to 175. But I don't think there is, in my opinion.
All right. Big Casual says, with your son being so young and already a super middleweight, can you see him fighting as a heavyweight one day? He started at heavyweight is the story, right?
Yeah, he did, and I believe that that's the plan. We wanted to fight at 168 as much as we can stay at 168. Of course, he's only 23. I have no idea how, his body, how is it going to develop. He's only 23 years old, and then go to 175 and see how long we can stay there too, and then eventually go to the cruisers, and then maybe end up in heavyweight. He has the height, and I admire James Toney. He went up to heavyweight, and he was a super good fighter. So only time will tell and see, you got to be honest too, you got to see. I can't do it for him, I don't have to want the boxing much as he doesn't like it, I don't think he wants to retire. I don't think there's not even plans to retire. So we're going to go as we go. And listen to the body. If it's growing, we're just going to have to listen to the body. And that's a hard question for me to answer, because only, like I said, we're going to try to go at 168 for the next fight. And if the body's not responding or whatever, we'll know right away too. And we'll know that it's time to move up.
So, Jose, you think it's because he obviously lives with his wife and future kid, right? Because I remember seeing him post that she was pregnant. Do you think that's what changed everything? Because the diet is now not under your control, or is he just a growing man?
Yeah, no, it's a little bit of everything. Like I said, it's a big change. Now he's going to be a father, and now he lives with his girlfriend. So it's I can't blame all that on that, I think it's we just gotta. This time we did not have a camp, we always go for a month or 2 months to get ready for a fight. This time we did not do it because of the pandemic. So there are a lot of little things that we need to adjust and try to go back to what we were doing. So if he wants to stay at 168 and he understands that, we did have that talk already, and he's willing to do that, to do what got us here, So, obviously there's a little problem. So I don't think it's a big problem. So we need to go back to the drawing board and see what happened and analyze everything and have a better training camp. Obviously, we didn't have a good training camp, so we have to make sure that the next one we can't do this again. It can happen again, We understand that, So, I think we're going to have to stay a little bit more focused on what we're doing.
Steve in Chicago says, thank you for coming on the show. Is Caleb Plant still a target for David? You've answered that. Just want to give him some love. Sam in the UK, who is the one that suggested I get you on the show. We were already live. He said,
thank you.
He said, get somebody on. I said, let me get Jose on. He said, if Caleb
Jose always wants to be on the radio.
No. It's we haven't spoke, I think, since Mexico, man. I don't really bother people, man. We haven't talked since then.
You should bother me more often, man.
I will. This was actually a fantastic interview, and you broke some news, so thank you. He says, if Caleb don't take the fight realistically, which big name fighter can you target for Benavidez next?
I'm not at that point right now to ask for any fighter. Like I said, I mean, when I call people, they laugh at me. So at this point, I mean, whoever wants to step to the plate, and I mean, we'll fight anybody. I believe that David, two-time world champion. I believe that he's going to be a three-time world champion. Maybe in a different division, maybe in the same division. I think he has, he's very skillful. At 20 years old, he made history. How many people could do that? So I think there is some potential in there. I think he's ready to go. So I think we just need to test him with the big boys now. And I believe that he'll come victorious. So anybody, I can't, all the champions, anybody at 168. I mean, why would you want to fight somebody lower than a champion? I mean, I don't know. Like I said, you got to beat the champions in order to make history. So at this point, I mean, if that Caleb Plant happens, we'll be happy. We'll take that fight right away. Anybody.
All right, we got the last one, and thank you again for your time. David Maldonado says, your son should fight Edgar Berlanga, a.k.a. the new Gerald G. Man McKellen. That would be a battle of two American, Mexican, and Puerto Ricans. I guess he meant to say Mexican Americans and Puerto Rican Americans. And to be honest, I think David might be made for Berlanga. And how would you prepare for his explosive style? Because Berlanga is the most powerful super middleweight and middleweight I've seen since Gerald McKellen. But
to be honest, man, to be honest with you,
yeah,
I have no idea who that guy is. I mean, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I mean, how many fights does he have?
14 fights, 14 knockouts. But
14
I will
fights,
say
14
this.
knockouts.
I will say this, Jose. David did an interview yesterday with Dan Canabito of CompuBox, and the question was brought up, and but it wasn't like David had him on his radar. But David did say, yeah, it would be a good fight because it's Mexico versus Puerto Rico, and Belanga's making noise.
Yeah, I seen him fight. He's the guy that fought like about a week or two.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that kid is coming up. I mean, I saw that fight. But at this time, I don't think we'll fight him. Sure, no problem. Let's bring him on. If the people, that's what they want to see. Like I said, we're not picking up fighters. I mean, he has 14 fights. He's ready to go. I mean, let's even make that fight. We'll fight anybody, man. To be honest with you, I mean, that would be a great fight. I don't think that his promoters would like to make that fight right now because I think they're thinking highly of him. So I don't think he has the experience of a professional experience right now, and I think it's the right time to beat him. Because I think he has a good record. He's going to get better and better and better. But that would be, honestly, I think that would be a good fight in maybe 2 years, maybe, when he's a bit more known. And maybe that could even be a pay-per-view fight because Puerto Rico Mexicans, that's a very, I mean, let's start cooking that fight, I think. And it should be a pay-per-view fight, that everybody wants to see. But I have no problem fighting him right now.
All right. Well, Jose, man, that's all the questions. Go ahead and get some sleep, man. We need you to have have your mind on right when you're giving your son the proper instructions in the corner and getting them prepared for tomorrow. Thank you for your time last minute. We truly appreciate it. If you want to give out any social media, then you can do so. If not, just thank you again.
Yeah, no, thank you. You can follow us at Benavidez Sports, Jose Benavidez Sr., and thank you so much for the love, guys. And we're here. I mean, we're here for whenever you guys want to call us, and I want to thank all the fans for the support. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. There you have it, ladies and gents. David Benavidez's father, Jose Benavidez, trainer, manager, and you got your answers there, man. Bringing you close to the. To what it is. Let me see. We got some super chats. Let me see. Did I get some super chat love for the last minute guess or no? Oh, no. You know what I mean? Get some love or nah? Let me see. Javier, we got to. And it looks like Killer Kel's back with another one. Says, Ness, you breaking news once every week. Hey, man. we just wanted to talk boxing, man. What's said is said. But if as long as it's helping, man, as long as you guys are enjoying and it's keeping people subscribing. Speaking of, last time we checked, we were at 115,351. So I'm solo, so I'm gonna hit my own drum roll. And I'm gonna refresh. Let's get this refresh in. Oh shit, we lost 2. Man, you believe this crap? Went from 351 to 49. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to click that notification bell because it's like the 3rd time we done went live today. Damn, we got to get to... Jared Lloyd, this says on a super chat, did you hear the fear in Fat Mac's voice? He got real defensive when Thurman was mentioned. He could see his days of eating cheeseburgers and steaks coming to an end. He will be back to eating Spam if Bumlord takes an L. Damn. Steven Rodriguez says, focus on your fight. Fool, you don't make it to your fight. Crawford. Oh, fool, you don't make it to your fight. Okay, that's... Oh, so you saying that's his quotable? That's his quotable when I say he ain't got no quotable? Okay. I don't know many people to say that, but okay. I don't think that rings bells like Bomb Squad, but okay, I get what you saying. No, I hear you. I really don't, but I'm acting like I do. Rich Kid says, Tyson Fury got his kids in a circle screaming the N-word. So this is what he wanted me to talk about with his $2 chat. Come on, dog. And then he like, yo, I waited 30 minutes. But I'm gonna say that you're a Patreon now, Rich Kid. Drop this question on Untitled. This is where we talk about those type of things in depth. We will definitely unpack that. And I can 100% promise you that if you put it in Patreon, it will get talked about, like without a doubt, especially in depth. But if you just wanted me to $2 super chat talk about it, I mean, look, he was singing a song. Going to Mr. PBC, baby boy, 25 to life, about to get grub hubbed one time. What do you mean about to get grub hubbed? What in the world? Y'all come up with some craziness. Mr. PBC back with another one, says Terence, baby boy, 25 to life is on Uber Eats. PBC. Okay. Oh, he back with another one. 25 to life is just a nickel bag to Keith one time, all time. No, wait. 25 to life is just a nickel bag to Keith one time, all the time, always on Terence Crawfish, Bubba Gump, mine, Keith, just want a top-ranked dollar menu. Damn. They coming for Bud. Oh, he back with another one and another one. I got to get that soundbite. DBX, I need that soundbite. Who is it? Don't Biggie got one? And another one. And another one, you must be used to me spend it. I like that one better than Khaled's. I'm an old head. I don't want Khaled's. So get me that one. And another one, like Biggie says it like that. And another one. Yo, Mr. PBC says, crawfish looked bad against crab and lobsters. And then he got the emoji of the no trash, like a man throwing trash with the, no through it. And then 1 o'clock, because it's like 1, the numerical 1, and then an emoji of a clock. Sam, I answered them. But if you want in depth, you know that. You know where you get that. That's Untitled in depth. I answered them though. Yo, Rich Kid, I ain't steal it. And you rich, kid. You see how I did that? Let's see. Where your super chat, Sony? Let me double check, champ. My bad. Okay, I see you on a Cash App. Thank you to Sony. He sent the Cash App. That means it's straight to us. No cutting the check. No trainers fees and managerial fees and none of that. Shout out to Chris Camillo, who's part of the Pro League. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dennis in Tampa, part of the Pro League. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Compa with the super chat saying Keith beats Bud. Hashtag easy work. Boxing voice. And then we got none other than the commish who says, for what he say to me and King Born, Wu-Tang question. I have no clue what you mean by that. What the hell does that mean? I mean, I guess you want me to talk about what he said about y'all Wu-Tang question? Like, he never heard of y'all, man. He thought y'all was a fighter trying to be in the Hall of Fame. Yo, he said, I never heard of... He thought Wu-Tang was a fighter, bruh. That's... Yo, you know, in the background, I was trying to get Keller Plant, but everybody hitting them up, he said. But we gonna see. We're going to see what happens, y'all, man. We're going to keep working over here. Let me see here. We got to go to James Benitez. What up? Champ, you available? Just listening, going once, twice. Let me go to Steve, who said I need to get my money back, thinking that Skype was broke. Steve, Skype was all good, champ. It's just we had to use the Skype to conduct the interview with David because Blog Talk is whack. You feel me? Blog Talk, it ain't really whack. What happened was we had a live Blog Talk show, and I wanted to extend it. I didn't expect this spontaneous show to be this long, so I had to extend it. So I decided, you know what, let me just delete that and redo a brand new one for 3 hours, and that must have caused some glitch in the system. So it was like I already had Senior on the line, back call it is. But that being said, Steve in Chicago.
My town up in K-Town.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
I drink soda, I eat pizza. I hang out with chicks all day. These fighters still can't beat me. They fighting every day, they in the gym every day. Just give me 6 weeks, and I got it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yeah, you have trouble with that Skype too, but that's all right. Anyway, I'll be honest, man. I hopped on really late. I just caught something. One of that.
You missed a banger, man. We had Brian Custer, we had Bo McIntyre trainer, Bud Crawford, and then we had Jose.
Yeah, I didn't see the notification till the Jose, and I actually put a question in for Bomac, but I guess too late for that. But all right, yeah, I saw all the interviews you put up. I was like, damn, he got all them interviews just now. But yeah, you work, man. You need to play that song you play. You work.
Yeah,
right.
Man. Man, we was just talking boxing, and it was like it happened spontaneously, but it was worth it.
All right, yeah, I have to tune back now and check out what I missed. All right,
Steve. Well, thanks for calling in. Let's see, we're going out to TJ. What up? TJ, just listening. Damn, it's 11:25. Yo, and my girl's a G. She probably gonna roll her eyes at me when I get in the room because I keep calling her all these great names, and she like, it's Friday, but she really don't care. She letting me live. I mean, it's COVID too, right? What are we gonna do? Where are we gonna go? Ain't nothing to do, man. Nothing to do. I do want a vacation, but let me see. We got a counterpunch from my man Sony. Sony, man, your feelings hurting?
Hey, yo, what up, Ness? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, champ.
Hey, yo, bruh. Hey, man. No matter what I've ever said to you in the past, bruh, tonight's show is straight love, babe. But yo, let me get to my question before my counterpunch ends. Let me get your opinion on something. I was in a back call when Skype went out, talking with King Born and a couple other people. Let me get your opinion on this. Why should we throw stones at Crawford for fighting Kell Brook if we're giving a pass to Andy Ruiz fighting Chris Areola over Manuel Char? Just your opinion.
Wait. You said why should say it again? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Because everybody. And Mr. PBC brought it out there. Everybody's like, "Yo, we like the fact that Andy Ruiz is fighting Manuel Char," and I'm like, "So why don't we like Crawford fighting Kell Brook?" To me, it's the same people. Andy Ruiz is doing.
Nah. It's not the same. You should have picked
Man,
a
I
better
disagree.
division. Should have picked a better division only because like your argument's too easy to win because it's the wrong division. Like Crawford's fight with Brook is tainted because Brook hasn't fought at 47 in over 3 years, right? So Manuel Char hasn't fought in over 3 years, but he's still a heavyweight, so it don't matter. You're still at the fat division, weight isn't gonna mess up the way that you fight, and that's the argument. Kell Brook, is he gonna be good at 47, sucking down and make that weight? That's the difference between Kell Brook and Char, in my opinion. I could be wrong, right? Stone Bone Boxing, what up, champ?
Man, yeah, man, good interview, man. I missed a couple shows, man. I've been handling some business, but hey, to me, the Keith Thurman, it's a good fight. If beating former champions is how you builds on your resume, then he's a former unified champion. So I do something for him. So I ain't gonna dismiss it, but I know that fight wasn't about to happen. I'm looking at the COVID situation. I'm looking at the type of money that's on the table. I'm looking at how much Bud about to get paid. I'm looking at how much Kell Brook about to get paid. So, yeah, man, we just pretty much all these fights is happening. Earl and Danny is already pretty
But
much
Stone
paid.
Bone, you saying Kell Brook? Brian was saying that ain't happening. That they don't want that. He said.
No, I told you who he was trying to do.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, that was the target. I mean, and if the sanctioning body ain't really the hold up, I ain't gonna say it's Oscar, but I mean they can make that happen. If Oscar would just say yeah, that fight could happen, but they would have to pay what's his name, and that's what they weighing is like, is that purse big enough to take the money, pay him, and possibly lose your title, or would you just go ahead and knock him off and come with what's next? So it's a lot that it ain't. I would never say that dude is ducking it, but it's a lot for him to think about. Because if you're gonna get $2 million, but you got to give him 100,000 to step aside, and then you might lose this fight. That's
Who got to step aside?
What's the PBC guy? The mandatory for what's his name? Castanos or what's his name?
Oh yeah, okay. You talking about for that? Man, okay.
So that's what I've been saying. But Kell Brook is just like Kell Brook is that chick who answered the phone at 4 a.m. You done called everybody else. You done tricked off your whole night, and the only one you got left, and that's who Kell Brook is. He the nut at the end of the night. You know what I mean? If he can't get these other fights, he's just gonna knock him off and wait for a crowd to where you can really push for some good fights. We're gonna get better fights next year. Like I said, Earl and Danny's already paid. Al got that in the bag. That fight had been signed. That money's been in the bag. They ain't worried. They don't need a crowd for that fight. That money's already paid for. So we'll see, man.
So Rich Kid send another super chat. Let me close some of these windows. Uh-oh. Alright. So Rich Kid sent the super chat. Let's see. My Gene Bet with the super chat said, how is TBV not on Fox or ESPN? Yeah, man, your lips to God's ears. That's what we gotta hope for. We gotta wish for the best. We got to keep grinding and get there. Look, we have to mend a lot of relationships. That's just the truth of it. We got to be able to get all the guys on the show. And then we'll probably cross those barriers. But Rich Kid sent the super chat, but he ain't say nothing, so he just showing love. Oh, he just showing love. All right, Rich Kid. That's what I'm talking about. I knew he was rich, kid. Jared Lloyd back with another one. Let's see. Let me get in my Jared Lloyd voice. The bumlord Crawford and Fat Mac stay selling dreams to the tenders. They need the clout to fund the burgers that the Fat Mac eats. The green beans almost spoiled the ride, so imagine what Keith will do. I couldn't find my evil laugh in time. And it's right here. I bet you it's in my... Look, see? I was 1, 2, 3 boxes away. Yeah. Hey, Ness. Where's going to be the next Border Wars? Hopefully Pittsburgh, if these dudes stop ducking. Bunch of ducking going on. You know what I mean? But I think that's all the callers. And we're going to catch out tomorrow for boxing bars. I think we got to everybody. And that's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Catch us on the next one. Peace.